Sports Media Big Steppers. Dan Hicken.
You know it!
Jeff Proctor.
It's a big deal.
Gosh, it sure is a big deal.
And E to the T.
E.T. is in the booth.
Rise and shine. You can go time on a Tuesday morning. It's Catlin Truck Accessories Tuesday. Got a big day ahead. We catch you down to March Madness on Thursday. Tell you what else has snuck up on us. You know what else starts Thursday, E.T.? This Thursday? 2 days from now.
Educate me.
Yeah, big. Big. I mean, it's a big day. Big deal.
It's not opening day, is it?
Yeah, it's opening day of baseball Thursday. I got it right this time, by the way. Fall started a couple of weeks ago, remember? It was just a spring training game with the Dodgers and the Cubs. I got, anyway, put in a time machine. But, yeah, Major League Baseball starts on Thursday, opening day across the league.
I thought that was April 1st.
No. It's, fact check me. It's deserved. Go ahead and fact check me. Unless it's a week from Thursday, I'm pretty sure. I'm almost positive it is. The Braves are playing in Arizona right now on their way out west because they'll open against the Padres. And, yeah, Major League Baseball is set to get underway in full on Thursday. We've got the Gators in March Madness on Thursday night. We're continuing to monitor the NFL landscape. The draft's 4 weeks away.
Opening day is Thursday, March 27th, with 14 games starting at 3 p.m. Eastern.
There you go, bang. Right out the gates we come. Opening day, how it's supposed to be coming up this Thursday. Make for an interesting Murphy Power Hour tomorrow. We'll make our baseball picks for the year. It's going to get a little contentious. It will. The Braves and Mets are both, both going to contend this year. They're both probably going to be playoff teams. I saw an interesting, I'm going to save it for a pop quiz. I guess, E.T., I'll have to exclude you from the pop quiz, but I'll give this to Hick later, who is still probably 10 toes up right now. I was looking at a power ranking preseason for the Major League Baseball, E. And this would surprise you in any sport. It would be the same if you looked at it in the NFL or the NBA. If you saw the top 6 teams in a power ranking from the NFL all be from the NFC, it would... Right? You'd raise an eyebrow. If you saw the top 6 power ranking from the NBA all come from the Eastern Conference, you would find that to be noteworthy. I'm looking at the preseason power rankings in Major League Baseball, the top 6 teams, all from the National League. That tells you how hard it's going to be. The team can stay healthy for 162, make the right moves at the trade deadline, see the hopefuls' supposed continued growth of their young players. But that National League East, it's set up there again. By the way, 3 of those 6 come from the National League East. I think the Phillies were 2, the Braves were 4, and the Mets were 5. Dodgers number 1. I mean, you got $1 billion payroll for Pete's sake. But anyway, Dodgers are $300 million actually, technically. But again, the deferred money for the Dodgers has now reached an amount that is more than the entire payroll of the Florida Marlins, Miami Marlins now. So, anywho, the top 6, I'll tell you, a shocker at number 3, too, and this would be the discussion point. Third best team in baseball, and in this case, with the established top 6 all coming from the National League, the Arizona Diamondbacks. Added Corbin Burns to what they are now saying is the best rotation in baseball. They have a good offense out in Arizona. That's a team that was in the World Series a couple of years ago and apparently is reloaded and ready to go. The 6th team was the Padres. So 3 from the West and 3 from the East. And then the 10th team to make 7 out of 10, the Brewers from the Central. But anyway, I digress. That unless you've studied up here in the preseason with opening day a couple days away, that Arizona will come as a surprise to you, I bet. That's what I would think. It's going to be really interesting to watch these quarterback workouts and see how, if it does affect the top 5 of the draft. It's more important this year than most for the Jaguars, who sit at number 5, and that seems to be a position that could still tip one way or the other, that you could still see, I think, 2 prospects that are going to give Mason Graham a run for the money in the decision-making process if Graham is one of the 5 or one of the players still available after 4 are gone. But the possibility of Travis Hunter and or Abdul Carter being there at number 5 feels like it's greater than it was a couple of weeks ago. I'm not saying it feels like that is the most likely thing to occur, but we'll stay on our toes here for these last 4 weeks. Cam Ward had his workout yesterday in Miami. By all accounts, he is all but solidified, guaranteed he's going to be the number 1 overall pick. Is he the number 1 prospect? I think we've established that no, he's not. In fact, I've seen some quarterback lists that going into the draft, if you took all the quarterbacks of the last 4 or 5 years, Ward checked in at like 17th best at like the Kenny Pickett level. And by the way, Sanders was even lower. But, who knows what that means? But I will say this. If you do look at those pre-draft, grades and projections, they're not crazy far off. There are some that haven't matched up. Don't get me wrong, but hey, that's choosing players in the NFL. Don't we know it? So anyway, with Ward working out yesterday in South Florida, the Titans have the number 1 overall pick. The Titans, GM basically saw a prospect solidifying himself as the top pick. If you're Tennessee, I don't know how you trade out. I don't know how you do anything but go get Cam Ward and hope, right? Hope that you got C.J. Stroud, that you got, Jaden Daniels, maybe even Caleb Williams. Hope that's who you're getting. But, we've seen enough of the Will Levis experiment, no? Levis about to go the way of, Blaine Gabbert, and he'll last for a long time in this league. Big, strong kid, throw a pretty ball in perfect scenarios. He'll have times where he'll get in a groove and convince you he could be the guy. Yeah, but I feel like I look up in 10 years and, Will Levis is the backup in San Francisco. So anyway, Cam Ward going there, that puts quarterback in those top 4. Leaves any of these position players that the Jags would be interested in. It just gives them, it pushes them down one more slot. We'll wait on Shedeur Sanders and his pro day workout. I still would firmly believe that Shedeur Sanders is selected before the Jaguars pick. Now, what happens in the shuffling and the identifying, and by the way, some crazy loony team wanting to get up inside the top 5 and get Jackson Dart is not outside the realm of possibility either. If you believe enough in Jackson Dart to take him 8th, why wouldn't you take him 4th, huh? Right? If you believe enough in Jackson Dart at 10, why wouldn't you take him 4th? I know there's cost, and so you'd have to weigh that out. But if that's how strong your belief in, if you believe in him like the Bills did in Josh Allen or the Chiefs did in Patrick Mahomes, those teams able to get those guys, 7 to 10. But in hindsight, I think any of them would have moved up to the Jag spot to make sure they got him. Who'd the Jags get that year?
What year?
Is that Fournette? Is Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes, that's the same class, isn't it?
Yeah.
And Fournette's that year, right? 2017? Right? Pretty sure. We just taken Bortles a couple of previous years. He's on the development. Fournette for that 1 year in 2017 ended up being a pretty good pick. Obviously, everyone can look back on regret of passing on Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes.
Leonard Fournette, 4th overall.
Yeah, and what were Mahomes and Allen? Was Allen 7? Mahomes 9? Or was Mahomes ahead of Allen? It feels like the Mahomes traded up to the Bills spot. The Chiefs traded up to the Bills spot to get Mahomes, didn't they? You know how it worked?
It's like, yeah, they traded up to get him like 10. That's what I'm feeling.
And then Josh Allen went right after, I guess?
Yep, Patrick Mahomes went 10. Josh Allen.
He went 7, didn't he, Allen?
No, Mike Williams was 7. So Fournette went 4th.
Okay.
Jamal Adams, Corey Davis 5th. Jamal Adams 6th. Mike Williams 7. Christian McCaffrey 8. John Ross 9.
What about McCaffrey 8 and Fournette 4?
Oh, man.
Oopsie.
Deshaun Watson 12.
Yeah, so that must not have been that's not the Josh Allen draft.
Yeah, it can't be.
Yeah, he must have been the year before. I do think that the Chiefs though traded up to the Bills spot to get Mahomes. I do think that's how that one went down. Pretty sure I remember it that way. But anyway, point being, we got continued draft talk. I read a column, on some under the radar free agents that are still out there. I just feel like we're out of the free agent game, don't you? Like, why do I want to go look at under the radar free agents still available? Because there's like some veteran receivers. Amari Cooper hadn't been snatched up yet, has he? I mean, there's some vets out there in particular roles. I mean, if maybe the Jags are just waiting on the price to go so low and get them out of the, the value bin, right? Man, are we too preoccupied and concerned with the receiver position? I don't feel like we are. For all of his exploits as a rookie, he's just 1 year on that resume for Brian Thomas Jr. And to pair him with De'Ami Brown and Parker Washington just does not seem like the best move to continue the growth of Trevor Lawrence. And while we'll give Liam Cohen, a lot of, I'm sure, deserved credit for Baker Mayfield's, taking off in Tampa. Yeah, Mike Evans and Chris Godwin don't hurt. When you're firmly establishing yourself, that's the prospect they thought you could be. Yeah, probably doesn't hurt. You got Tristan Wirfs, an all-pro at left tackle, and you got Mike Evans and Chris Godwin. Just a thought. Not sure if that was De'Ami Brown and Parker Washington. If the Baker Mayfield renaissance occurs, maybe it does. Anywho, never sleep on the Jags. In fact, don't they get on the field here soon? They get extra workout time. I'll have to check the schedule and the calendar. We got so much live sports going on, including the Gators in March Madness. Going to talk more about that. When we
have like an alarm that kind of just goes off, like it's about this time. Like
yeah, I do, don't I? Yeah, I do. I don't, because you know what that is? That's a dude who doesn't have a calendar. That's what that is. Huh?
You did that recently with something else.
I did. Oh, it was the stadium.
Yeah.
And by the way, you know what I did? I thought to myself, yeah, wasn't Orlando going to try and vote and push something through down there? So I literally checked that this morning, and that happened last night. So I got an update on that too. Yeah, the Jags get an extra couple of weeks on the field. I want to think that's like late March or April 1st or something before the draft. Anywho, it's a good time to take our first pause. I got some go inside the notebook on the Gator basketball team. And you know what? There's one other fact about these first two wins. Fact/opinion, a faux opinion. That we haven't really discussed too much as they march into the Sweet 16. Is it a good thing or a bad thing? I'll leave that to you. When we return on a Catlin Truck Accessories Tuesday, you're listening to The Drill.
The Drill.
From the DivorceMenOnly.com studios.
Jacksonville's home for Florida Gators baseball.
It's called the Sunshine Showdown. Florida State on the Diamond. Tonight at 6 on 1010 a.m.
Hey everybody, Jennifer Marion with Randy Marion Cadillac in Jacksonville here to say hello, and we'd sure like to have your business.
You know what? They're going to love the king of price.
My dad believes in making great deals and having a great selection in stock.
Cadillac XT4s, XT5s, and XT6s, and Escalades.
The all-electric Cadillac Lyriq.
CT4s and CT5s.
Cadillac luxury and selection is just waiting for you.
At Randy Marion Cadillac, Southside Boulevard, Jacksonville.
And don't forget, tell them Jennifer sent ya.
Get ready for an unforgettable night of classic rock with legendary vocalist Jeff Tate. Known for his iconic work with Queensryche, Jeff Tate brings his unforgettable sound to the Florida Theater for one night only. Witness the hit album Operation Mindcrime, performed in its entirety for the final time. Jeff Tate, Operation Mindcrime, April 3rd at Florida Theater. Tickets at floridatheater.com.
AA Automotive helps keep your vehicle in dependable and safe condition. Call Sam, Harry, or Joe, and they'll check your brakes, tires, fluids, electric, and motor, so your ride runs smooth on the road. That's AA Automotive on Richard Street.
At Performance Painting, we've spent decades protecting commercial properties with durable, long-lasting coatings. And we can bring the same expertise when painting the exterior of your home. With industry-leading materials and a proven process, we extend the life of your home, reducing maintenance costs and preserving its value. Now, for a limited time, save $500 when you hire us to paint your home's exterior. Just mention 1010XL. Go to performancepainting.com to schedule a friendly estimate. Performance Painting. Repair, protect, preserve.
Performance Painting. I'm here with Danny Van Sickle, Director of the Electrical Training Alliance. Danny, tell me about your program.
Hey, Rick, we're a 4-year electrical apprenticeship. Our students start out making over $40,000 a year, and right now make over $90,000 a year, including benefits. There is no tuition or student debt. You just have to apply and get accepted.
Did you say no tuition and no student debt?
You heard that right, Rick. Once you're accepted to the program, your only cost for the books and the course fees, about $800 a year.
That sounds like an amazing opportunity. How can I learn more?
Just go to etajax.org and you can apply there.
Apply by May 15th.
Put your best foot forward and score 60 minutes of soccer insight on the Sporting Jack Soccer Hour. Join Cole Pepper, Mauricio Ruiz, and Becky Burley for Soccer Talk.
Tuesday nights at 6
on 1010 a.m.
Baloo here for Smoonez Vision. Why Smoonez Vision? Well, I've been with Dr. Neil Smoonez now since I got back to Jacksonville in 2006. 37 years of experience he has. Smoonez Vision is a family organization that focuses on personal high-quality medical and surgical eye care. Dr. Catherine Smoonez is fellowship-trained in cornea and cataract surgery and all refractive surgery. Combined, that's 30 years plus in laser eye surgery. Visit SmoonezVision.com today. Here you can see.
Bueller, stay cooler with Bueller.
Hey, buddy, you look worried.
Worried? I'm apoplectic!
You're what now?
I'm freaking out, Jason. Stupid water heater crapped out, so I haven't showered since Thursday. I start smelling a little funky, blow my big corporate job interview tomorrow. I'll end up settling for some dead-end career selling spatulas on the internet.
Dude, stay cool.
There's nothing cool about a cold shower, Jason. I mean, I know how that sounds, but
Bueller Air and Plumbing can get a new water heater installed today. The day you call. You could be smelling fresh again by dinner time.
Wait, you can do that?
Put on these sunglasses.
Whoa.
Is that cooler?
Oh, yeah.
Well, life moves pretty fast. If you spend much more time smelling like this, you could miss it.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
Jimerson Burr is a full-service, Florida-based commercial law firm that has experience and capabilities to handle any legal issue a business is confronted with. Learn more about what they can do for you at jimersonfirm.com.
Are you looking for a place to outfit your truck or van? It's Catlin Truck Accessories. For 105 years and 4 generations, Catlin is the name you can count on. This is Keith Catlin, and we know trucks and vans too, from Lear toppers, ladder racks, van shelving, strobe lighting, roll and lock bed covers, and everything in between. If you want quality product and great customer service, there's only one name. It's Catlin.
Who can you count on? Count on Catlin.
For 105 years, you can count on Catlin.
Hey, it's Matt Hayes. If you're like me, as soon as you click yes to a subscription, you feel stuck. Starting Awaken 180 was the complete opposite because it's not a subscription, no fine print. Pay as you go, lose weight as you go. Awaken180weightloss.com.
Here's Linda Beaver.
It's a new year with new goals, but let's face it, not all resolutions are easy to keep. Maybe you promised yourself you'd eat healthier, but pizza still seems like a better idea. Or you said you'd read more, but your favorite show just launched a new season. At Beaver Toyota and Beaver Chevrolet, we can help you keep your New Year's resolution. We offer the biggest selection, best prices, and the easiest car buying experience. Let's make a resolution to visit Beaver Toyota or Beaver Chevrolet, where we'll wow you with a new ride for the new year.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
All right, we're back on the Catlin Truck Accessories Tuesday. Over 100 years downtown, 2nd and Main. Home of the big honkin' horn and so much more you can count on Catlin. Why do I just know I'm going to wake up and it's going to be the middle of August and the training camp's going to be firing. This year's off to a quick start, man. It's almost April. And I got the calendar update. The rest of the league can't begin any off-season get-togethers until April 21st, but because the Jaguars have a new head coach, they get an extra couple of weeks. So April 7th, teams that hire new head coach can begin off-season workout programs. So that will officially give the Jags a couple of weeks of head start. And April 7th, I'll remind you, is just a couple of weeks away. Then on, 24th to the 26th, you got the draft. May 2nd and 5th, in the middle of May, we got rookie mini camps. And, buddy, we'll be looking forward to training camp. We'll see exactly what the Jaguars roster looks like by then, with still some more possibilities into training camp to do any fine-tuning. I'd like to see them be aggressive, and I know we need to build. You need to build the right way, and it's good to be prudent. Make sure the decisions you're making, the big ones, are right ones. And if you're not sure on the big ones, then just make good little ones. I feel like, hopefully they've made good little ones. No big, huge. The first real big, huge decision comes with a number 5 pick. Get it right. Better get it right. We've had too many 5 to 10 picks that haven't been gotten right. There are too many to list, man. Too many top 10 picks we haven't gotten right. Luke Jokel, he said, well, there wasn't a lot there. Really? Lane Johnson's a multi-all-pro. He went 2 picks later. Get it right. Justin Blackman, Reggie Williams, Blaine Gabbert, Blake Bortles. Go down the list, man. So, and we haven't seen any big decisions made. We've seen a bunch of little ones made. Hopefully they're beneficial, but there's nothing of any. It's the biggest, most consequential moves made at this point really have been the release of Kirk and Ingram, 2 proven, solid, productive football players. And the next big move, and maybe the only huge move the Jags make the rest of the offseason, is going to be picking the right guy at number 5. Because, again, like I said earlier, by the time we get there, probably going to be more options than the way we've narrowed the focus during the process. Those quarterbacks, they just like they're like a siren sitting out in the middle of the ocean, just beckoning teams. Come get me. Come get me. I'll take you where I'm your savior. I mean, Dart is really, and Sanders is not firmly established himself in that top 5. I would imagine he would get there. Can Dart jump all the way up there? And then what happens when you got all kinds of options at number 5? So anyway, on the field on April 7th. So let me clear that up. All right, on to, we told you a couple weeks ago, reference, hey, shouldn't we be hearing something about where the Jags home away from home will be? And, at that point, Mark Lamping said they were about to button things up. Things I imagine have been sent off to the league for its approval. And I think part of that was the not yet announced deal with Orlando. Hey, Orlando, you do this, and that, and yeah, we'll be playing there in 2027. And I think this, and that includes a $10 million incentive that was passed last night in Orlando. The Orange County greenlighting a proposal to spend at least $10 million to try and lure the Jags to Camping World Stadium for 27. Gainesville is, still among the 2 sites being considered for either the entire or a partial season. But most think that Orlando's access to hotels and the surrounding accommodations and attractions make it the clear front runner. And I think we're kind of all in agreement now. That's what it feels like. No?
That's what it feels like for sure.
Of course, they're doing the stadium reconstruction here, but they're excited in Central Florida. It's a chance to get the Jags for at least 1 year. In fact, they're sports CEO at Florida Citrus. I'm super excited about the opportunity. Orlando has been aggressive, right? They've continued. They've upped their bowl game. They've got like 3 of them down there now. They have lured the Pro Bowl, and the NFL's All-Star Weekend is now in Orlando. It would seem like for the near future at least. Been down there a couple 3 years already. They now want to get in the hosting game for the Jags for a year. Listen, it would take you less time to go to Gainesville. It might on a Sunday be less hassle to go to Orlando. I don't know that for sure. I wonder how a crowd from Jacksonville to Gainesville on NFL Sunday would look compared to the crowd from Jacksonville to Gainesville on a college football Saturday. I'm wondering if it would be close to equivalent. Now, the traffic coming from all the other directions would be way less, right? Travel coming in for a Jaguars Sunday versus a Gator Saturday coming from Tampa, Orlando, or east, west, or south, or from the south or the west. Not so much. But anyway, just another, I think, step towards I think what will become official at some point, and that is the Jaguars playing that one displaced season in Orlando. Let's see. Here's what they're doing. The old economic impact studies, ET. The economic impact of the Jags playing in Orlando is substantial. Citrus Sports projecting $160 million for all 8 games. If they only net a few games, again, that is something else that keeps coming up. How many in London are a possibility? Would it bother you if they played? I asked you this the other day. E,
right.
What is the? Does it bother you at any number, or is there a number where it starts to bother you? And I say this, guys, with all due respect to you hardcore season ticket holders that would plan on going to all 8 to 10 games in Orlando or Gainesville or wherever they are. And there are thousands of you who will, and for y'all, this probably will sting a little more. I don't know. Maybe a break from having to travel and saving a little cash on those seats as they're prorated. Maybe that helps. But is there a number for you, ET, that becomes unacceptable, or does it matter?
It don't matter. It don't bother
play
me.
4-4 okay with you?
Yeah, that's fine.
I mean, you're not playing here.
Correct. Monday morning, you boys.
Yeah,
so it hits different for us.
We don't have the game day responsibilities as some of the other media would have, so it would probably matter to them. But I would think that ultimately we'll end up, with an announcement that Orlando at least here is the stateside base. But it wouldn't surprise me at all if they went for at least 2 in London. But I don't know that. That's just an opinion. That's not coming from any sort of, reference to source or anything like it. We got Fred Taylor today, 8 o'clock. It'll be the Tuesday morning running back, as it were. So we'll pick Fred's brain as we get closer and closer to draft day. We've got brunch with a tour today. Houston, is that where they go? How do we do this week in the Pixie? Anybody do anything? I don't know who. I can never remember who I have, and I refuse to write anything down.
I can tell you who you have right now.
You're damn right you can.
You had Xander Schauffele.
Okay, how'd he do? Not good.
Not really.
No? Did you add him up already?
Yeah.
Okay.
And you also had Lucas Glover.
Okay, well, what did I get? How was my total?
Your total was about 424.
Well, that's no good. Did anybody have any good?
No, nobody really hit like that. Okay. So there was no movement really. Only movement is at the bottom with me and the tour. So we're shuffling down.
So did y'all have more than the 420 that I had?
420. The tour had no. Dan had Shane Lowry and Corey Connors. He had 491.
Okay, so good.
So it wasn't much.
Nobody took JT.
Nobody.
Yeah,
took
coming
JT.
and he's a popular pick on Brunch with the Tour.
Yeah.
And he was coming off that scintillating round here at the Players in Hovland. We've just long ago given up on. I was the last one to take Hovland at like Pebble Beach.
Is he the one that crashed out and hit the sprinkler head? Was that Hovland?
No, I think that sprinkler head thing didn't happen on PGA Tour, did
Okay.
it? I think that was either on like one of the minor league tours over in Europe or something. I just saw the headline and the picture, but I never clicked
man.
I never clicked on the actual video there. All right, so CBS Sports, this is always fun. Hey, Gator fan, how much you loving this little ride through March Madness? Isn't it fun to have something so engaging, carrying you through the month of March? You got a really good basketball team, a top seed, and now this is what I was going to bring up as we went to break. After a really fantastic flurry of a 15-minute start to March Madness, the Gators really haven't played good basketball the last 3 halves. They really haven't. It started with like an 11-0 run at the end of the Norfolk State game before the half. But Florida won easily, don't get me wrong, by 26 points. But after getting out to a 31-point lead through 15 minutes, they were outscored the rest of the way. They were sluggish and knocked off center by UConn. Give them credit for the moxie and the talent and basically the onions of Walter Clayton Jr. to carry them home, but didn't play their best basketball. Alex Condon went AWOL. All the things that were strengths for Florida this year, or not all of them, but they didn't all materialize like they have. Now, again, some of the big strengths, some of the granite blocks of success were on display on Sunday. You don't beat UConn with doing everything wrong, and UConn is a valiant champion. I think we can reserve more judgment on just what kind of groove Florida basketball is in or isn't in after we watch them play Maryland on Thursday. But I think it's fair to say they haven't played real great. And you know who might agree with me?
Educate me.
Todd Golden. Yeah. The Gators will play the 4th-seeded Maryland Terrapins on Thursday. It's homecoming for Golden. He played college basketball at St. Mary's. That's nearby to San Francisco. He returned to the Bay Area where he coached the San Francisco team. First as an assistant, then as a head coach for 3 years. That's where Steve Strickland in Florida found him. So he is back in the friendly confines. Although I did read he wanted to take the team to his favorite restaurant, but it was such a huge contingent and the restaurant so busy that he couldn't get in. My question: if Todd Golden wins a natty and he's back in the same situation with a party of 32, do they find space for him? I don't know. We'll see how he does there in the Final Four. But he did talk, about this basketball team, who, by the way, will leave early this morning to go out west, get on the West Coast clock, the Pacific time. And he's optimistic his team will play better. As I mentioned, the Gators dominated the first 15 minutes of their tournament opener, but then were outscored the rest of the way. They trailed UConn by 6, deep into the second half. They finally wore them down, escaped with a 2-pointer. And here's what Golden attributes it to. Transparent. This is honest stuff, man. A lot of the era of coaches afraid to reference any sort of weakness that they or the team may have, or those days are gone. They'll tell you, or at least some of them will. Here's Todd Golden. I do feel like it was a little bit of weight off our team's shoulders. We got the 1 seed. We played great the first 15 minutes. Then we kind of coasted. There was pressure going into UConn. We've had an incredible year, but if we are somehow not able to win this game, I certainly mentally was like, it's going to be a letdown. Like the season is going to feel like a letdown if we can't get through the UConn game, which is crazy considering we'd won 31 up until that point. But that's the pressure of a 1 seed. That's the pressure of trying to get a program back to its glory days. I felt that our guys felt that way, especially for the first 30 or so minutes of the game. That's pretty transparent admission, isn't it, E?
Definitely.
Not afraid to admit.
You ain't scared.
It's a big moment. Don't forget this part. We got more points up there on that board. Now, what could it mean going forward? And Golden, by the way, said his guys played tight early, pressed after they fell behind, made some uncharacteristic mistakes. But with Clayton and Martin and Thomas Houck, the Gators were bailed out with several huge plays down the stretch. And then Golden said, after winning, I do feel like the pin popped the balloon. We can kind of play loose this week, which also makes sense. And, it's kind of what I expect out of them, E. I would expect good Florida to show up Thursday night. The Florida that, sure, they're in games, but by the end of the day, they've emerged with a 12 to 16-point win.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's what I feel like they'll do. I could be wrong, Lou. I know these teams are good, and that Derek Queen, Traveler, was his scintillating talent. But Florida's got a bunch of scintillating talent and a deep roster, and yeah, I think they'll march right on into the Elite Eight, where it'll be a really, really, really tough matchup against either Arkansas or Texas Tech. I think that one is going to be a nerve-wracking, and the Gators aren't alone. Got other top seeds going to try and dodge bullets here for these next 4 or 5 days and see if they can make it, all the way to the Final Four. All right, this real quick. We'll come back with a football fix and some NFL news, but. Again, when I told you Gator fans, isn't it fun? Yeah, it's fun like this. Like go on a website, you can click on something that's involved in your team. So just a really interesting stretch of sports we've got here between everything going on. And CBS Sports is reseeding the Sweet 16 teams based on what we've seen to this point, right? Well, Auburn had been the number 1 overall seed. I think that's Duke now, the way they played those first 2 games.
I agree.
Personally, I would go Houston 2, Florida 3, Auburn 4. Let's see what they say, and then we'll get into the rest of the 16. Does matter. We'll at least look at, what the Gators' opponent and projected opponents are. But here it is via CBS Sports and the reseeding the Sweet 16. Reseeding at the number one is Duke. The other number one seeds found themselves in uncomfortable positions at times this weekend. Not the Blue Devils, cruising to a pair of 20-point wins. Got Cooper Flagg back from injury. Duke looks every bit the part of title favorite. Can't disagree. They were ranked number 2 by the committee. Reseeding the Sweet 16, number 2. Oh, Florida.
I like that.
When the season hung in the balance and the money was on the table, All-American guard Walter Clayton stepped up with huge shots to spark a late run and take control of the game against UConn. And while the Gators might have had the closest call in terms of margin, the value of that win against the back-to-back champs gives a boost to the profile that's worth holding down the number 2 spot. Committee ranked them number 4. That was not a good ranking. We said why going into the tourney. We'll leave it at that. Houston is 3 and Auburn is 4, so we're good there. Tennessee is 5. So that means Houston has the toughest potential Elite 8 opponent. Bama is 6. What do you know, those 6 teams, E? What were the 6 teams I said? The Final Four is going to be one of these 6. I've watched all year. These seem like the best 6 to me.
Yep.
Duke, Florida, Auburn, Alabama, Tennessee, Houston. There you go. And there they are right now, seeded 6. I got Michigan State 7. Maryland would be 8. So, and Texas Tech 9. So, those are potential matchups. By the way, 16 is Arkansas. 15 is Ole Miss. ET, I got bad news, buddy.
Oh, what's happening?
Don't. They're 14th. He's got Purdue coming out of that bracket.
Boiler up.
Hicken's got the Houston Cougars. And I got Rocky Top. We'll see. Or it's going to be a rocky spin of that rocky wheel in a rocky crevice of your rocky soul. We're back with more on the Catlin Truck Accessories Tuesday. I'll tee up a football fix for you when we come back.
The Drill at the DivorceMenOnly.com studios.
This is Brent Musburger's Visa in Action update on 1010XL. Brought to you by Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic, and Air Conditioning. When you're stuck, call the Duck. Proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Florida Gators have been bet up to a 6.5-point favorite over the Maryland Terrapins of the Sweet 16 of the NCAA tournament on Thursday at the Chase Center in San Francisco. The total 155.5. The winner will get either Texas Tech or Arkansas in the Elite 8. Red Raiders, a 5.5-point favorite over the Razorbacks. Atlanta Braves open up the baseball season Thursday. A $1.20 favorite at San Diego, plus 100. Chris Sale gets the ball for the Braves on opening day. Tampa Bay Lightning, a $2.58 home favorite against the Pittsburgh Penguins today, plus 210. The total is 6.5, shaded to the under at Amalie Arena. $250 bonus and you open up a G-Bank Visa signature card. Visa.com/GBank. Mike Sennett, 1010XL.
Jacksonville's summer heat is coming in fast. Is your AC ready to handle it? Or will it quit on you on the hottest day of the year, leaving you sweating and stuck with a huge repair bill? Duck Duck Air Conditioning is here to save the day with a free AC system inspection. Our expert techs will make recommendations to ensure your AC system is running in tip-top shape before the heat arrives. Call now, 904-862-6769. Duck Duck Air Conditioning, duckduckac.com. Any required repairs are not included in the inspection.
Frank Frangie here. Nimnick Buick GMC is proud to be the #1 Buick GMC dealer in Jacksonville. Earned by treating customers with courtesy, respect, and fairness. All part of Nimnick's Treating You Right guarantee. The most Buicks, GMCs, and Jacksonville's only Car Bravo dealer. Nobody but Nimnick. For 3 generations, Nimnick has been the place customers keep coming back to. They treat you right, and they give a bunch back to the community. Visit NimnickBuickGMC.com today to learn more or visit their showroom off Phillips Highway. GMC, we are professional grade.
If you've been in an auto accident, you can count on the experts at San Jose Collision to return your vehicle to pre-accident conditions. San Jose Collision can also provide a fresh paint job to freshen up your vehicle or completely change its appearance. They can paint and repair all foreign and domestic cars and trucks. When quality and professionalism are important to you, trust San Jose Collision in Mandarin.
At Cannon's
of Jacksonville, they know that when you're towing anything, you gotta have products you can rely on. With over 50 years of fabrication expertise, the family at Cannons can repair or install precisely what you need to tow with confidence. Whether it's a heavy-duty hitch, trailer frame, gooseneck, tow bar, or any other towing accessory, Cannons will provide you with unmatched precision and durability. For all your towing needs, visit cannonsofjacks.com, where quality and customer satisfaction collide.
Golfers, grab your clubs. It's time to hit the greens for a great cause. Join UF Health Jacksonville for their inaugural golf classic on Friday, April 25th at the beautiful Amelia River Club with a shotgun start at 9 a.m. Enjoy a premier golf experience while supporting UF Health Jacksonville. Bring your friends, build your foursome, and get ready for a day of fun, competition, and giving back. Don't wait. Sign up today at ufhealthjacks.org/golf. See you on the course. Get to know positions and players. The 1010XL Ultimate Draft Guide is brought to you by Blue Haven Pools, the #1 pool builder in Jacksonville. Follow rankings and roundtables as the draft takes shape. Go to 1010XL.com/2025 draft guide to get yours.
I'm with Greg from Cycles of Jacksonville, and there's so many cool products that are on the line at Cycles of Jacksonville. Showroom is Atlantic and Regency, and we're talking, Greg, you've got from any level of price point, the experienced rider to the inexperienced on-road, off-road.
We've got it. We've got ATVs, we've got motorcycles, we've got scooters, we even have the new Honda boats. We've got something for everyone.
Don't forget about the boat line from Honda. It's all right there, waiting for you. Atlantic and Regency or Cycles of Jacksonville's Facebook page.
Greenlaw Group is for the insured. If you think you have roof damage, call 904-302-7055 today, and they will schedule you a free roof inspection. Trust their law firm to help you fight your insurance when you need it. These storms can cause damage you may not even see yet. Call Greenlaw Group 302-7055. There's no cost to retain their law firm and no cost to have your roof inspected. They only get paid if you win. Greenlaw Group, for the insured.
Do you have clicking, popping, swelling, or pain in your knee or shoulder? This can be due to arthritic changes in your joints. Over time, you have wear and tear of your cartilage. I'm Dr. George Bari, and here at Bari Orthopedics, we have numerous ways to treat your arthritis, such as regenerative medicine, including PRP and joint replacements with CT guidance for accuracy down to the millimeter. If you are experiencing any of these symptoms, call us for an appointment today, or log on to BariOrthopedics.com.
Find out more at BariOrthopedics.com. That's BAHRI Orthopedics.com.
Need protection? Call Craig and Christine Kaprosky at Goosehead Insurance. The Kaproskys are a husband-wife team committed to finding you the right coverage at the right price in just a few short minutes. For home, auto, flood, or specialty insurance, Craig and Christine Kaprosky are the answer. Craig.Kaprosky at Goosehead.com.
Open early and open late. Dailies is always there, making things easy for you to cruise in and cruise out. So hit Dailies Cold Case the next time you're craving a cold one. Bud Light by the case. Plus plenty of singles to choose from. Corona to the King of Beers to Stella or a Natty. They're all cold at Dailies.
Attention golfers, Hidden Hills Golf Club is an attractive destination for golfers all over the Southeast. You too will enjoy our classic Arnold Palmer design that will test your game and keep you coming back. Book a tee time at hiddenhillsgc.com.
If you're heading to the Og or you're already part of the nation's oldest, don't forget to drop into Sunset Grill. For over 30 years, serving up great chowder, seafood, wings, and cold beer. Sunset Grill, somewhere on A1A, St. Augustine Beach.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
All right, we're back here on the drill. Man, you hate to see any athlete injured. You hate to see the best in the sport injured. And then you hate to see the best in the sport injured even more when you're to the crucial time for those stars to shine. And Juju Watkins is the star for USC women's hoops. She has got game, and that game will be on the shelf. She tore ACL last night in a pretty much a non-contact. They said it got chippy, E.T., at the end, and those girls didn't do anything to her on that play.
It didn't look like it. No, it looked like a regular play.
Yeah, the crowd booed the other girl the whole game, and then they got in the handshake line. They almost got into a fight. Like those girls did anything to her. Hey, man, if you're going to go to the game, at least be aware of what the hell's going on during the game. It was just a run-out fast break, and she had two girls running side by side, but there was no, there's certainly no dirty play. I don't think there was even any contact.
It looked like just a basketball play.
Yeah, I just don't know how it got, to that. I was watching Holly Rowe report on it. She was there, and that to me was just super interesting that there could be, like, tempers flare over that. It was. It wasn't anything done by Mississippi State that caused it. But nonetheless, terrible season-ending injury. She'll have to have the ACL surgery, and it'll be carried off the floor, in fact, last night. I got some golf things here real quick. First, we'll clean some stuff up. That video you talked about the guy hitting the sprinkler head and it exploding, it was on PGA Tour this weekend, but it was Adam Hadwin.
Okay.
So that's who did that.
That's probably why I said Hadwin.
That's fair. Adam Hadwin got frustrated and he slammed his club, but he slammed it down on his sprinkler head and it popped open.
As the kids say, he crashed out.
Yeah. It was poor form. Let's just say that. It was poor form to go, smashing the sprinkler system at the Valspar, but that's who that was. I don't know if I've been this excited in eons, but my perennial city of losers, of broken hearts and broken dreams, of the trail of tears that is Atlanta sports fandom, is now just one win away from a prestigious crown. That's right. The inaugural TGL championship. Ow! That's right. Atlanta. Well, listen, when it comes to playing souped-up video games, do not count the city of Atlanta out. So I hope this is the proper peer pressure for the Hawks, who will head into the play-in for the 40th straight year. For the Braves, who start with, they tell me, World Series aspirations. Maybe this can somehow inspire you that here they are, Billy Ho and Justin Thomas and Patrick Cantlay, on the verge of bringing the hardware home to the Deep South. That's right. Had a win over, I don't even know who they played. New York, is it? I didn't watch. I'm only aware that they won, which also makes me aware of this. I guess apparently it's best 2 out of 3. They'll be back tonight to see if they can finish it off. So be careful. I got a Shazam spotlight here, man. The Shazam spotlight brought to you by ShazamAuto.com and the Murray Ford Superstores in Stark and Kingsland. This is ridiculous. I don't know what this says. I don't know what frustrates me most about this. The fact that this profession could ever complain about compensation, or that this particular athlete could be compensated this well and not have a single solitary winning performance to show for it. So Shazam, this golfer with a paycheck of, I believe it was a couple $100,000 this week in Tampa, passed the $15 million mark for his career. Now, E, would you say as a professional athlete, especially in a more of a niche sport like golf, that if you made $15 million in your career, that's pretty good?
$15 million? Absolutely.
And this guy's probably 10-year veteran, maybe a few years more, maybe a 10-year veteran. But if you made $15 million playing professional golf on the best, and by the way, this guy's not a complainer. He stayed. He never went live. We had a guy reach $15 million on tour this weekend, who's never won a golf tournament. Huh?
Must be nice.
Yeah, what a pauper's world of professional golf. I can see why they would want to split and go play in other places of the world and, demand commiserate cash for this whopping million viewers that they'll get some weekends. So I can see how, man, probably among the most underpaid for what they do in the world. I mean, Tommy Fleetwood's only made $15 million, having never won a tournament. Yeah, it's Tommy Fleetwood. A likable guy, by the way, doesn't complain, seems far from entitled in any way at all. I wish he'd win. I like Tommy Fleetwood. The guy, it's amazing, can't win on tour, E.
I had him, too.
Tommy Fleetwood is way too good to have never won on tour.
Damn, Tommy.
And by the way, he's not some European golfer who just bebops over here and plays 6-8 times a year. No, he's on the PGA Tour. He plays all these tournaments. The minimum amount that you have to play. Fleetwood probably has, what, Probably has a couple of maybe European wins, DP World Tour. I mean, certainly he's won something somewhere, but it's amazing that Tommy Fleetwood's never won a PGA Tour event, but even more amazing that despite that, he's made $15 million now in his career. Quick check of the NFL headlines we call it a football fix, brought to you by the Home Course, Joint Creek Golf Club, and by your Jacksonville Sharks home opener coming up on next April? Next week, what is that, April 6th? April 6th, Sunday. All right, he says he has a retirement plan. Hey, man, could you told me this before we drafted you? But Puka Nacua is claiming that he'll quit at the age of 30. Yeah, we'll see when we get there. He was on a podcast. I know I want to retire at the age of 30. I'm 23 right now. I'm going into year 3. Wouldn't even be 10 years. It'd be like maybe 7 or 8. I think Aaron Donald to go out at the top. I think that would be super cool. Hey, it's cool for the rest of us to have to face you. You do you. Usually at a pro day, a top prospect hopes that a decision maker for an NFL team will say something, positive and encouraging. And if not, you can just say it yourself. Cam Ward telling everyone that he solidified his spot at the top. So there you go, Tennessee. It's been solidified by Cam Ward. A couple more news and notes here. The Saints going to reunite with Brandon Cooks, who just keeps going and going and going. 2 years, $13 million for Cooks.
I was surprised when I saw that.
Yeah, that's a pretty big number, isn't it? Aaron Rodgers has visited with the Steelers. We told you that. There now seems to be, some thought out there that he'll wait a while before any decision is made. Could delay his decision. He may delay himself out of any decision to make if he's not careful. The NFL rumor mill says Giants so interested in Russell Wilson, another quarterback who is out there. And speaking of quarterbacks, Tom Brady admitting tension with Belichick led to his Patriots exit. No. Really? It's a football fix. You're welcome. We're on the home course. That's the Joint Creek Golf Club and the Jacksonville Sharks home opener now, just, week and a half away. Hicken Arrival and more come your way next on a Catlin Truck Accessories Tuesday.
What is the name of this network again?
1010XL.
It's sports.
Jacksonville Sports Radio.
Around the clock. Sports all the time.
Jacksonville's live and local sports radio.
That's never going to work.
1010XL. Jacksonville Sports Superstation.
Guys, your lawn's the home field. Now you can champion your St. Augustine grass. TopDressing.com just hit Jacksonville with a game-changing patented process. Aerate and transform your turf into a fairway-worthy masterpiece. Less water, shorter cuts, and the envy of every neighbor. No one else delivers a perfect 10 lawn like this. Visit TopDressing.com and dominate your block with the same process that golf courses use. Top dress your lawn like the pros with TopDressing.com.
The Drill.
From the DivorceMenOnly.com studios.
Hi, this is Dale Murray with Murray Automotive Group in Stark and Kingsland. Save yourself from those big city dealers and their fast-talking flim-flam tactics. No matter what your automotive need is, we've got you covered. Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and nobody beats our prices, and I mean nobody. Shazam! Plus our exclusive 15-year, 150,000-mile warranty included on every qualified vehicle. And we'll trade anything from AirPods to fishing rods. Compare our prices online at ShazamAuto.com. Then come see me, Dale Murray. I'll be waiting for you. Shazam!
Slacker plumbing.
Yeah, hey, listen, I need a plumber over here right now.
Yeah, well, we don't have any openings for about 2 weeks.
2 weeks?
Yep.
I was just changing the shower head and the water line broke and it's flying everywhere.
All right, 1 week.
What if I throw you an extra $100 to come now?
What's the address?
It's 205.
Oh, I guess he changed his mind.
If you've got a leak that can't wait a week, call Roland Reich Plumbing and fix your plumbing problems fast. PlumbingJacksonville.com.
Home of the Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Your yard starting to look a little like a jungle? Well, it might be time for a little TLC. Or how about RTC, Russell Tree Care? At Russell Tree Care, they give your trees the perfect haircut. Whether it's trimming or removing, they'll make sure your yard looks its best, all while keeping safety as a top priority. Call Russell Tree Care today and let them take care of your trees. Russell Tree Care, 844-4Mr. Wood. That's 844-467-9663. Or visit RussellTreeCareLLC.com today. Your trees will thank you.
Hi, I'm Janice. I'm a coach at Awaken 180 Weight Loss. When a client reaches the goal that they've set, they are so proud of themselves. They are so thrilled with how they look and how they feel. They are ready to take on the next thing. And that's one thing about weight loss. It's so much more than a number on a scale. It's about self-respect. It's a momentum thing. Now that I've lost 50 pounds, wow, there's no reason why I can't do this next thing that initially seemed so daunting, but now I know I can do it. The celebration is not just how much better you look and feel, but how much more self-respect you have. We get on a track of success at Awaken 180 Weight Loss.
Losing weight with Awaken 180 isn't about the number on the scale. It's about how that number spearheads endless success. Bring your goals to Awaken 180, then celebrate when you check off each and every one of them. Call 844-346-1800 or online at awaken180weightloss.com.
Get this thing unwrapped here. Praz, what in the world are you doing working on your Duval? That's right, man. I really identify with Duval.
You live in St. John's County, knucklehead.
I mean the Duval sub, the Daily Stash Duval. Turkey, ham, melted cheddar, and habanero jack cheeses. Lettuce, tomato, crispy and fresh, you know, like me. I'm sure there's a Daily Stash sub that sums you up.
The boss.
Because, of course,
oven roasted beef, monster cheese, roasted mushrooms, caramelized onions. It's the boss of all subs. Only available for me.
That's just not true.
What do you mean? I walked in the other day, screamed, "You know it!" and said, "A boss for a boss."
Well, no matter who you are, there is a Daily Stash sandwich or sub for you.
Go find yours. They may even make you a boss.
I'm sure they will, because it is Daily Stash.
Where more is better.
And you got that right.
Catch Gators baseball all season long on 1010XL. Pitched by Farah and Farah, the official personal injury law firm of the Jaguars. And Renewal by Anderson, the official window and door replacement partner of the Florida Gators.
Welcome to AT&T. How can I help?
Hey, I thought I could trust my twins with my phone, but they outnumber me, man.
Oh, that's a lot of glitter paint. Let's trade
lives.
At AT&T, everyone can trade in an old or glittered iPhone, any year, any condition, and save on a new iPhone. Ask how to get iPhone 16 Pro on us. New and existing customers. Savings vary by device and trade-in combinations. Restrictions apply. See att.com for details. AT&T. Connecting changes everything.
Learn the secrets to bring your A game on the Edwin Watts Golf Hour.
Yeah, well, you really crushed that ball off the tee, I'll tell you what.
Learn the latest on new equipment from all the major manufacturers on the Edwin Watts Golf Hour. Saturday morning at 10 on 1010XL.
Tired of a plain and boring backyard? Stonecore on Phillips Highway is your one-stop choice to beautify your home. With pavers, stonework, outdoor kitchens, fireplaces, pergolas, and driveways. Visit stonecore.co. We do outdoors better.
Tori Edwards with your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update on 1010XL. The Florida baseball team has dropped out of the D1Baseball.com top 25 poll after getting swept by number 3 Georgia over the weekend, posting an 11-run loss in 7 frames in the series finale Sunday. Brendan Lawson swatted for his 6th homer of the year, but Bulldogs pitcher Leighton Finley picked up the win behind 5 innings of 1-run ball. The Gators will look to get back in the win column tonight as they take on number 5 Florida State for their second meeting this season. When they first met earlier this month, Florida crushed the Seminoles by 5 runs in Tallahassee. The rivals head to Duval tonight for the TaxSlayer Gator Bowl at ViStar Ballpark. Listen live at 5:55 on 1010 a.m. I'm Tori Edwards with your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update on 1010XL. It's 61 degrees at 7 o'clock. Time and temperature brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Ladies and gents, please put your hands together as Dan Hicken enters the studio.
Got nothing in my brain. That's what people say. That's what people say.
You know it!
But
yes,
sir!
Super Tuesday! Rock the vote! Rock the vote! Rock the vote! Rock the vote!
No election. No election.
But the players gonna play.
Yeah.
Come on, E.
I'm here.
What are we gonna do? Shake it off. Shake it off.
Talk to him, man.
Yeah.
This for all the kiddos going back to school. Shake up that spring break. Hey, y'all get back into
Shake
it.
it off. Shake it off. That's not true. I miss beat all the time, and I'm not lightning on my feet. But it's good to be here, ready to roll here on a Super Tuesday. Full of sports concepts and rationalizations, ready to bring them your way. Some thought process, some deep thinking.
Oh, great to fast forward to Thursday.
Some extra stuff that gets into your head. I was thinking about this with the Jags, and I'll rip this right off the top with our Dream Finders Homes poll question.
Ooh.
Dream Finders, the official home builder of the Jacksonville Jaguars. I actually have two today because I'm excited. I saw that power poll, we're 28th in the NFL, and that doesn't scream optimism, right? And then I was thinking, free agency's over, basically. We signed 10 guys, and we have a whole draft to go. But draft is rookies. So
you're on
with free agency in the books, what do you think the ceiling is for the 2025 Jags? 10 wins in the playoffs, 8-9, 6-7, or not looking good?
Okay, the ceiling implies if everything goes the best. I'd say 10 in the playoffs.
Oh. E?
10 in the playoffs. That's ceiling, baby.
All right.
It's not a prediction.
21.6 think it's 10 in the playoffs. 35.6 say 8-9. 30.9 say 6-7 and improved. 12% say not looking good.
Yeah, 6-7 won't feel improved, I don't think.
It won't?
Nah, if you go 6-11, you're going to feel like we got issues. I know technically it would be a 2-game improvement. I just 6-11. ET, you going to feel improved if they're 6-11, or are you going to feel like, oh, here we are, same old. 5-12 1 year, 6-11 another.
6-11 would be unacceptable.
Yeah, that's
that would be disappointing. Yeah, I would agree. But it is improved. What makes you think, describe things that go right that would result in 10 wins with this football club?
Well, it's a football team that, was basically a 10-win team. The two previous last year was so
9-win teams.
Injury ravaged. Well, it was 10 the year before the playoff win, but injury ravaged. I mean, they won 10 games.
Okay.
They were, but again, the same points that we've made. They lost 10 games by a score.
Okay.
That's way outside the bounds of normal. You don't have to win them all. Just win
3 or 4,
30% of them, and you won 7 or 8 games. That's
Well, what was that question, Dan? Describe what?
Trevor stays healthy. Brian Thomas
Tell me
Jr.
the things
continues to emerge.
Tell me the things that
the offensive
happen.
line's a lot better. Those are the things that happen for them to do that.
Lighten up that scoreboard, scoring early and holding on to that lead.
Would Trevor being healthy last year made a difference in the wins?
Yeah,
maybe.
We would have won
probably
more.
would have won a couple.
We probably would have won 6 games.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just asking.
They would have, though.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the seasons that he's
Brian
played,
Thomas Jr. had a really good year last year.
He did.
Yeah.
What more can he do?
Get the ball
he can do
sooner.
And do it in games that matter and moments that matter. He didn't have anything of anything.
The two edge rushers played pretty good last year,
right?
Especially Josh Hines. Well, Josh Hines-Allen had all the pressures, but they combined for almost 20 sacks. Which, I mean, if you get 20 sacks from 2 guys, that's pretty good, right?
Yeah.
So what more? So
I'm looking for more tangible things.
It's like we didn't
give me something more specific than light the scoreboard up.
Well, but
how are they going to light the scoreboard up?
Get the ball to your playmakers sooner.
Who's the playmakers?
BTJ. We didn't start throwing the ball to BTJ. Mac Jones started throwing the ball to BTJ.
Okay.
That was like after week 10, week 11.
Well, there's a lot of other things that aren't as like when you, I don't know, like the word you used exactly, like you got a whole new
tangibly rich.
Yeah, well, you have a whole new playbook. You have a whole new offense. Those things make a difference.
You think so?
Yeah, take points when you can get them, and don't have days on offense where you score 10 points.
Mm-hmm.
But like you say, our pass rushers, they had a pretty good year, but nobody else did as far as affecting the quarterback.
BTJ had 4 for 94 against Cleveland, and we lost. He had 9 the next week.
Yeah, 4
we
for
lost.
94. He should have like 7 or 8.
He had 9 the next week, and we got beat by 37 points. and you both tell me the receiving core is worse.
Turnovers. Forced turnovers.
There
you go. That's what you're looking for.
Okay. You better get more turnovers than 9.
We need sacks from other players other than Josh Hines Allen and Trevor Walker.
Who?
The guys in the middle.
Yeah, but who?
I mean,
who's going to get him? Give me a name.
Eric Armstead.
Okay, well, why would we think he's going to? He didn't last year.
Because he's playing inside now.
Okay. All right. See, I see the same guys, and I just see that, or worse, and I see. Now, this is without the draft, so I'm wondering, and I guess in fairness, the ceiling probably would be 10 if everything
the ceiling,
went right. Yeah.
I mean, the reaction is as if it's a prediction that they're going to win 10. That's not the prediction. You're asking me a ceiling.
Right.
A ceiling for a team that won 4 and had 10 other games that finished within a score.
Right.
And again, just won 3 or 4 of them. Not all of them. Won half of them. Mm-hmm. Half of them you're at 9. And they'll play, I'm putting a lot into the reason that they were terrible is the reason that everyone's new. The coach and the GM.
Yeah.
Were terrible.
Okay. All right.
But it would include some guys are going to, it's a definite, at least here in Jacksonville, last chance prove it year if he's even here for guys like ETN. There are guys here that at some point they got to just, we can't. I don't know what ETN's value is if he's not going to start and give you 100 yards every other game. That's what running backs do, 3.1 a pop is just not going to cut it, man.
No.
And it's been trending that way for that guy for the last couple of years. He's always hurt. He didn't make a play all year. What was his long run? What did we do? 21 yards or something? Was it even that?
No, I don't even think it was that.
That's just ridiculous, man. That's a waste of playing time and snap counts. And Bigsby ain't exactly look like he's ready to be the next superstar. Just a guy.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I agree. We have holes. We have holes on offense. I think it's damn near until something's done criminal what they've done to the receiver room.
At this point.
Yeah, it's a joke. You're feeding us like Gene Smith kinds of storyline narratives here.
Yeah.
That getting rid of your only 2 productive pass catchers is a good idea.
Well, I'm very concerned about.
And I have been all along.
Yeah.
So and I'm not going to be, and I find it hard to believe I'll feel better about it by the time the season starts. The only thing left is the draft. You think I'm counting on a 3rd round rookie to be the guy?
Well, you're hoping that the GM can find a guy, yes.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of receivers.
Sure.
Like I was thinking the other day, what about that? Remember that Ole Miss kid?
Yeah.
Where's he?
I don't know. That's a good question.
What's his name?
Yeah, I can't.
Laquan Treadwell?
No, the one right now.
Right now on his Trey Harris. Is that it?
Yes. So what's his deal? Like, don't you think that kid's
supposedly
a stud.
really good. Was he injured or did he have trouble?
No.
It was just injured. He's not a little dude either.
No. I mean, I would be high.
He came into the Florida game and got hurt right away and then sat the rest.
Big kid, 6'2".
Yeah. There's guys like that. It's not.
Last year, he had 60 catches for 1,000 yards, 17 per, 7 touchdowns in 8 games.
Oh.
The year before, he had 54 for 985, 18.2.
Big play guy.
And 8 touchdowns. The year before that, he had 10 touchdowns, 29 career touchdowns.
Hey.
I'm just saying, that's a guy to me that, and I saw him run by Florida's. They hit him early for a touchdown. Where does he show up? Is he mocked anywhere?
I'm doing it right now.
I'm just curious because that's a guy I've been thinking about. There's a guy I would, snag, and I haven't seen him anywhere. Was he slow? Did he run?
I'm looking at the receiver. Okay, I'm just getting scouting report. I'm trying to see the receivers.
Mm-hmm. He was a 2-star.
Phil Simms has him number 5 in receivers.
Okay,
so he's getting.
But I haven't seen him like in a mock. Like,
well, no, there's no receivers in the mocks. There's no.
But like a 3-round,
Oh, I haven't really. He's probably there. You
think so?
Yeah, I just haven't looked. I would guess.
All right, I'm gonna look because I want to know. I want to know what I haven't read anything about him, and I remember making a mental note about him when I was at that game. Like, that guy can play, and they loved having him. So that's one guy would.
Here's CBS Sports ranking of the
receivers.
Of the receivers, they have Tet McMillan, the number 7 overall.
Okay,
number 1 receiver. Luther Burden,
Ticky,
is number 13 overall.
Okay.
Emeka Egbuka of Ohio State, number 28 overall. Matthew Golden of Texas, 34 overall. And Trey Harris, number 63. So that would be
63?
Late second, early third.
That's the guy.
Yeah, give him a top of the third guy like that.
I'm giving you the guy, ladies and gentlemen.
Jack Beck. Jaden Higgins is another maybe from Iowa. He's another productive player in college. Tez Johnson's a little guy. He's down there. Isaiah Bond, I don't want any part of. I'll give you a guy who's going to catch a lot of balls in the league, Hick.
Yeah?
Xavier Restrepo.
Ooh, he was slow yesterday.
Slow.
Was he?
Yeah, 4.7.
It's funny.
Yeah.
4.8.
4.8, like
Wow.
4.7. Like,
You were shocked.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's surprising because I've seen him run away from guys.
I know. He killed the Gators.
Yeah.
Game speed is different, though.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he ran. They had his pro day yesterday. It's funny you brought it up.
Yeah.
It's a story like,
wow.
they're looking at
All I paid attention to.
Because you're right. I like him too.
Yeah.
But
I wonder what.
I think that's a number.
What did Wes Welker run coming out?
I don't know. Well,
some of these guys.
I think that's a number that.
What's Parker Washington run?
Trey Harris 4.54, by the way, at the combine.
That's also not super fast, but
It's
not
fast
slow.
enough.
Yeah.
But 4.8 is
that's
a number where sometimes
that's like Bolden.
Sometimes coaches say, okay, he's off limits.
Yeah. Like that was a mistake with Anquan Bolden who ran that. I think he ran like a 4.81, didn't he? Wasn't that the story with Anquan Bolden, or am I confusing him with?
He may not be.
Yeah, I think he did run a slow 40.
You'd have to look.
Wes Welker ran a 4.65.
Yeah.
4.8 is oof. But yeah, it was amazing. But yeah, I would agree with you normally. Okay, our bonus Dream Fighters Homes poll question of the day.
Well, look at you.
Yeah.
Busy beaver.
Take advantage of an amazing 4.99% fixed interest rate. Now's your chance to lock down the rate and get in the game. There are 15 different locations in Jacksonville.
15?
Thank you.
I was looking at Anquan Bolden's 40.
You heard me right again.
4.71?
Yeah,
not great.
Not 4.8, though.
No. Visit DreamFindersHomes.com for sales event information. Get in the game. Tell them Dream Finders Danny sent you, especially you first-time homeowners. Who ultimately ends Florida's hoop season? Maryland, Texas Tech, Auburn, Michigan State, Duke, or no one, baby?
I'll tell you who's going to end their season. That ladder up underneath the rim. Can I be my answer? I'm going to answer the ladder and scissors. That's what's going to end the season.
That would be nice.
If I had to take, I'm going to pick them to win it. I'm going to say they win.
No one, baby.
Yeah, I'm going to go no one, baby. But if I had to pick somebody to beat them, Duke and Houston look like the two other best teams to me.
350 votes. No one, baby. 52.6. Duke 27.3. Auburn, Michigan State 13.4. Maryland, Texas Tech 6.8.
Oh, Houston wasn't in there.
Hey Dan, I noticed you didn't ask me for my
because I know who you showed me it yesterday. You showed it very plainly to me. I saw it very much so. So
he is taken to wearing Duke warm-up.
That's right.
Sweats to work. We find it to be unprofessional. We filed a report.
Cooper Flag edition.
Yeah. Yes. We Cooper flagged him for inappropriate dress attire.
Knipple.
Let's grab a
Knipple
break.
can play now. When
that boy could go.
Listen, it's things are going down when the Knipple arrives. When the Knipple shows up, stuff's getting serious.
And the Proctor.
Yeah.
Man, we got boys, man.
I got a dude on the text line. Got the Gators plus 1750 to win it all. Nice.
Ooh.
Oh yeah.
So if that happens, it pays my rent for 6 months. Good luck, my man. Good luck.
Rooting for you.
Sure.
Let's take a break. Let's rock and roll. We got a big day today. We got Freddie T. We got Brunch with the Tour. A lot of things shaking right here on a Tuesday edition of The Drill.
The Drill.
From the DivorceMenOnly.com studios.
The official station of the Jaguars fans. 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
Buying a diamond, wedding band, or piece of fashion jewelry in Jacksonville? You have two choices. You can go to locally owned Beard's Diamonds, or you can go to one of those mega national chain jewelry stores. The national chains are pretty much all the same. In fact, did you know that some of them are owned by the same conglomerate? Yes, the same Wall Street company owns all the big names. So if you're looking for extreme value with genuine personal attention, come experience the Beard's Diamond difference. At Beard's, our diamonds come straight from the source. We hand select each one for maximum brilliance. We don't have to apply corporate markups and tack on salespeople commissions, so we beat the chains on price every single day. Beard's has the strongest warranties, not gotcha clauses in fine print. Beard's has all the top designers, including Tacori and Viraggio. Beard's doesn't have out-of-state regional managers calling about sales quotas. We are all local, family-owned with total freedom to do what's right for our customers. Beard's Diamonds, all the selection, quality, value, and service you want from local people, accountable only to you. Beard's in the St. John's Town Center.
Hey, certainly facing interesting economic times. For me, it's comforting to know my money's in good hands with my guys at ITP Partners. Jacksonville guys taking care of my Jacksonville money. When I say ITP Partners, I think experience, expertise, and knowledge. And that's what Chris Bryan, Jeff Hartman, Reagan Wright, Dan Abel, Scott Regner, Janice Cobb, and Reed Wingate possess. And in fact, they will sit down with each of us individually. They will develop a strategy where our goals become their priority. And you can call them anytime. I appreciate the ITP Partners. They are wide open and they're for you. It's a great time to get started. You know, easy to get a hold of those guys. Chris at ITPPartners.com. Chris at ITPPartners.com or call 312-9751. ITP Partners, gang. They're my financial partners for life. Non-compensated client testimonial may not be representative of all client experiences. No guarantee of future performance or success.
Here's Linda Beaver.
At Beaver Toyota, we believe your experience should be more than just buying a car. It should be a lifetime of confidence, care, and trust. We're proud to offer a lifetime warranty, lifetime oil changes, and lifetime customer service. We're not just here to sell you a car. We're here to establish a lifelong relationship that you can always count on. It's simple. You deserve the best and shouldn't settle for less. Visit Beaver Toyota in St. Augustine, where we're ready to give you peace of mind for a lifetime. We're here to wow you.
Your hole-in-one for men's health is Ackerman Urology. With offices in Mandarin, Middleburg, Rural Gulf Village, and the beaches, Ackerman will get you on par for any prostate conditions and sexual vitality. Visit AckermanUrology.com.
Cool Cats Heating and Cooling, the coolest cats in town. Setting the standard in our hometown. Quality service, the best around. Coolidge is the cat that cares about your heating and about your air. Cool Cats Heating and Cooling, the coolest cats in town.
Hello, First Coast. I'm sure by now you have seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We're an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We're committed to customer service, reliability, and have an unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today from GFL, Green for Life.
Where Blue Bloods and Cinderellas come together to dance.
Now on until the end of the season, I don't want you to think about anything but basketball.
Tune in for live updates on 1010XL.
Served up hot by Hurricane Grill and Wings and Florida Pest Control.
Are you 18 years or older, just got married, just got divorced, or have children? Listen up. Have you done your last will and estate planning? If you have questions, call Matt Hinson with the Hinson Law Firm. Reach him at 527-1700, offices Jacksonville, Florida. And don't let the state decide your fate.
A lot of companies will tell you they're the best. At Custom Tree Surgeons, they show you every time. Custom Tree Surgeons has built an all-pro team. Every tree service professional has years of experience, continually trained and certified. They know what, when, and how to handle any job. It gets done efficiently and quickly by a team of experts. So for tree trimming, removal, stump grinding, and emergency services, Forget any name other than Custom Tree Surgeons. There is no job they can't do better. Go to website CustomTreeSurgeons.com. That's CustomTreeSurgeons.com. And let them show you how the job is supposed to get done.
Out with the old, in with the organized. Mia here for my friends at Closets by Design. Freshen up your home this spring with a custom organization solution. For a limited time, take advantage of our spring special and enjoy exclusive savings on closets, garages, home offices, and more. That's 40% off with an additional 15% off with 12-month special financing through April. Spring on this deal before it's gone. Call today to schedule your free in-home consultation with Closets by Design.
I've been having knee problems for probably 6 months, and my knee was getting worse, and I had heard about Southeast Orthopedics on the radio, and I gave them a call. They got me right in. Dr. Kevin Murphy did it. It was painless, and it's been doing fantastic. This is Patrick Malarkey, and I highly recommend Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Relieve pain and get back to life. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
With so many competitive pest services in town, you might wonder why Kingfish Pest Control's business is booming while similar companies seem to be struggling. It all comes down to service, affordability, and effectiveness. Kingfish Pest Control is a local family-owned company who delivers on their promises to effectively control pests like ants, spiders, roaches, termites, mosquitoes, and more. Your home is their priority, so call today and discover why your neighbors and your buddy Hayes Carlion trust Kingfish Pest Control, proud partner of the Jaguars.
1010XL is presented by Barra & Barra, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Now, the 10-minute drill.
This is a big one.
Brought to you by
Advanced Business Solutions.
your local authorized Xerox deal on 1010XL.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Hit it.
Well, I got the early season, futures wagers are now rolling in on Twitter. Here's the dude who has the Gators risking $5 to win $250. Got him at plus 5,000 back in November 8th after the USF game. So if you go that far back, you can get. They're down now to like 3 or 4 to 1.
Well, we got sports concepts and rationalizations coming your way. It's a 10-minute drill. At the end of the drill, we like to hand out a prize pack. E, what's the razzle-dazzle today, sir?
We're going to hit him with that Haymaker, my boy. I got a Haymaker coffee gift pack, including Haymaker coffee and Haymaker swag. You can pick up Haymaker coffee at Hagen Ace Hardware stores, at the Riverside Arts Market, or online at haymakercoffee.com.
Love a good coffee in the morning.
Tell you, Major League Baseball starts Thursday, even though it's already started, but it starts on American soil Thursday.
That snuck up on me, too. I thought it was next week.
They put out the, Buster Olney put out like his power ranking.
Okay, that's interesting because I found power rankings from someone not Buster Olney. Did Buster Olney do the same thing as my other power rankings and have a?
Well, he did a tier 1, and this is what struck me, man. And baseball is not meant for like there to be one team and one team alone at the top of the.
You think there is?
Huh?
Do you think there is? Oh, is it? You mean salary-wise?
I just think the Dodgers are heavy favorites. I don't know if they're going to win, but I think they can be beaten. But they're the number one. They're tier 1 all to themselves. Is my point. That's how far ahead. Like the Dodgers are I don't know if there's any way the Dodgers can't make the playoffs.
No, the playoffs for sure. But I would take the field.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, I would take the field.
They are loaded, man.
Here's one thing that you got to hope that will work against the Dodgers, and I don't know how Olney's. I was going to do a little pop quiz, but you've been in the baseball mode, so it's not going to fly. The power rankings I looked at had a very interesting trend, and the top 6 teams in Major League Baseball were all National League teams.
Well,
that's going to make it harder.
Tier 2, biggest threat to LA's throne are the Braves, then the Phillies, then the Mets, 2, 3, and 4. The NL East.
Now, Yahoo put a team in above the Mets and Braves from the National League.
Arizona?
Yeah, Arizona, who added Corbin Burns and already has a great lineup. They're saying now may have the best staff in baseball.
Yeah, they're 5th. And then the Orioles are the first American League team at 6.
Yeah, the Orioles were first. The San Diego cracked the top 6 in the one I looked at, and the very first American League team that showed up was the Orioles at 7. And then the Brewers were there at 10. So 7 of the top 10 were from the National League. There's only 7 playoff spots.
Then he goes to a next tier. Tier 3, they could be contenders. He has Texas. They're really, bringing up DeGrom again because he's healthy.
And Seager coming back from
to start the year. So he would be one. The Red Sox would be another. They could be contenders. The Padres, the Astros, the Mariners, the Cubs at 13, the Royals at 14, the Brewers at 15, and then Tier 4, if everything breaks their way. Teams like the Rays, the Twins, the Tigers, the Guardians.
Yeah, these are the ones like that flare up every year now.
The Reds, the teams are like that. The Giants, if everything goes their way. And then Tier 5, we're saying there's a chance. The A's.
The A's actually are kind of on the rise.
Yeah.
They've got
invested a little money
in the pitching. They got Severino and another dude pitching, and the lineup has kind of slowly gotten decent.
Yeah.
They won 69 last year, which, it's nothing special, but it's more than
They
you
won
would have
74. Oh, no, that's their projected record. You're right. The Pirates, the Cardinals, way down. Tier 6 already playing for next year. This is who you don't want to be.
The Marlins are the worst. I saw their 2-3-4 hitter, and I didn't recognize any of the names.
Marlins may
terrible.
challenge the White Sox.
Yeah.
The Nats.
I think the Nats are
Angels.
undersold there a little. They were playing 500 ball.
The Rockies, the Marlins.
Rockies are also
and the
getting
White
better.
Sox.
They got a couple of pitchers.
They project the White Sox at 54 and 108, and that would make them a whole lot better than last year.
What'd they win last year?
They lost 121.
So 41 and 41 and 121.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
41 games. Beat us 2 out of 3.
So anyway, just
the Braves yesterday are finally decided that it's okay. It's the regular season. We'll show up now, and we just beat the hell out of Taylor Dahl's Cubs. So,
did you say you had something?
Enjoyed that.
Oh, yes, I got something for you, boys.
got, my man?
Oh, boy.
And I didn't even know that this was a thing. So I'm going to give y'all a quick player A, player B comparison. So player A,
All right.
188 games, 53 interceptions, 5 playoff interceptions,
Okay.
2 Super Bowls. All right. Player B, 153 games, 51 interceptions, 7 playoff interceptions, 2 Super Bowls.
All right. You know what it sounds like to me?
Talk to me.
I'm just going to guess.
All right.
I'm going to throw it out there. I will go for it.
Throw it.
Deion Sanders and Asante Samuel. I saw it.
He saw it. But did you know that was a thing?
I didn't understand the question at all.
Asante
I thought
Samuel
it was talking about quarterback. So I didn't know what you were talking
Asante Samuel posted it because he's
He
got
does
the
it
same
every year.
stats as Deion.
Yeah.
And
he's not a Hall of Famer.
And basically they said, hey, bro, you're
not
good,
even in the same sentence
but you ain't,
as
you ain't in the same world.
Well, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
With all the same games and the same numbers, why isn't he? I guess is the better question. No, just argue that you're Deion, probably not the way to go. But aren't those numbers get you in the argument with the other corners that are going in? I guess that's where. Sure. Is he? Is Asante Samuel making finalist lists?
I don't think so.
I mean,
because
our guy Fred Taylor posts where he positively matches up with Barry Sanders and Jim Brown. He weren't those. He wasn't those guys as a player. It didn't feel like it at the time. It does looking back. So,
Asante Samuel, a former Pro Football player who played as a cornerback throughout his entire career, is not a Hall of Famer. When his former team, New England, revealed their top 3 finalists for their team's Hall of Fame, Samuel's name was absent.
Yeah.
That's his team Hall of Fame.
Those numbers, though, I mean, I will say this. I was at least shocked that I can't believe that Asante Samuel and Deion Sanders have basically the same numbers.
Yeah.
You know why Asante Samuel gets killed? Because the biggest memory of him is a drop.
Yeah.
He could have won a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And he dropped it against the Giants. Eli put it right in his hands and he didn't catch it.
He also, one thing Deion didn't do that Asante Samuel and others do, Asante Samuel will get beat now and then.
Yeah.
Like you'd see him get, you never saw Deion get, I mean, he never got beat.
Yeah, he very, very
Rice would
rare.
get him every now and then when he played for Atlanta.
And I don't want to rip Asante Samuel because he's a pretty good player. I mean,
I'm
he's a great
shocked
player.
that he's that close.
Let's see.
Like the guys were arguing back and forth. They're saying Asante is probably not even a top 10 all-time corner.
Well, if he's top 10 all-time, he should be a Hall of Famer. So that's not an outrage. That's what the argument is, Hall of Fame or not.
I don't know. Did he have the I have to talk to a Patriots fan. Like, did he have the reputation of?
I don't know.
Like,
Ty
what was
Law
the
was
kid's
better.
name? What was the guy's name with the Ravens and the Chiefs? Peters.
Oh, Marcus Peters.
Marcus Peters. Remember Marcus Peters?
Yeah,
Like he
that
gambled all
attitude.
the
Oh,
time,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
And he'd get beat, but he'd also get picks.
Right,
I don't know if that's Asante Samuel. Like
I never recall during Asante Samuel's career him being identified as one of the top corners in the league.
he was a first-team All-Pro in 07.
Yeah, I'm not saying he wasn't good.
Second-team All-Pro in 09. Four-time Pro Bowler.
Yeah, so that's just
two-time NFL interceptions leader. That's it. Most interceptions returned for touchdowns in playoffs, 4.
I mean, he's got a lot there. Again, the obviously it goes much deeper than that when you're evaluating or grading players, but the number that you typically look at is picks.
Yeah,
I mean that's
Sure.
the eye popper, and his popped as much as
his pop
prime time. So,
but but I guess that those guys were getting on him for comparing himself to Deion. He might want to pick a different quarter, but
I guess
I
but
get
if
this
that
saying
matches-
he's saying, well, hey, the numbers are the same, but Deion was people would shut down half a field because of
Yeah, I bet you that the percentage of being thrown at is much higher for Asante Samuel
Yes.
than Deion Sanders. That's fair.
Yeah. But anyway, we'll see. He went to UCF, of course, and
his son went to Florida State, right? Asante Samuel Jr.
Didn't he picked out Trevor? That was Asante Samuels, right, in the playoffs?
yes, it was. Yes, it was. He had one of the 4.
Junior.
Junior.
Yeah. Dang, Asante Samuel is old enough that Junior's got playoff interceptions from 3 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
Man, it comes at you fast, man. Huh?
It does.
When you put it like that.
Right?
He did. Interceptions yearly. 2, 1, 3, 10.
Deion gets beat too. Okay, gang. You were
6, 4, 9, 7, 3, 5, 1. So he get the ball in his hands. 51 picks is a lot
That's
of picks.
a lot of picks. What's the all-time picks leader? Is that Rod Woodson? I feel like Rod Woodson set that record.
Oh, what's his name? Wasn't it the old guy?
Mel Blunt?
Kraus or whatever.
No,
or
didn't
somebody
Rod
pass
Woodson
him?
or did
They may have.
I don't know.
Paul Kraus has 81. Emlyn Tunnel has 79. Rod Woodson had 71. Night Train Lane had 68. Ken Riley had 65.
You know what this shows you right now? The quarterbacks back in the day couldn't throw a lick. These are all old-time corners. Quarterbacks must have been terrible, dude.
Ed Reed had 64. Ronnie Lott had 63.
Safeties,
The
by
first
the way.
one not in the Hall of Fame.
Who's the top corner?
Darren Sharper.
And he's another safety. Give me a corner. What corner has the most? Because those are all safeties.
Ken Riley was a corner.
No, I'm talking about the modern guys. I'm sorry. Yeah, I didn't even take. No, I think Paul Kraus was a corner too. I think, wasn't he? I'm talking about these new guys. Woodson,
Aeneas
Lott.
Williams had 55.
So that'd be the corner leader is Aeneas Williams, just barely more than Asante.
Well, you said modern corner. Eric Allen had 54. Ty Law had 53. Deion had 53.
And Asante Samuel.
Champ had 52.
I mean, in fairness, Asante Samuel's numbers are right there with
He's
that
32nd all time. He might get in one day.
That gaggle of that's just. I mean, there's a pretty good. Okay, guys, I'm going to read you the list of interceptions, and you go from 55 down to 53, and they're all Hall of Famers, and then you get to. It's a lot like the
Here's
Fred
one, though.
argument. It's like the Fred.
Well, here's one.
Okay.
I would say.
All right.
T-Buck had 50.
Yeah.
I don't hear his name being kicked around. T-Buck was a.
Yeah, but you just gave me some other things with him. The most touchdown returns in the postseason. I mean, there's some other things there. Some Super Bowl tied 2 Super Bowls. Did T-Buck have those? Was he on those Denver teams? I don't know.
So had he picked off that one interception and sealed the deal, he'd probably be in there.
Wow, that would have been a exclamation point.
Yeah.
You're probably right. How about that? You're probably right.
Yeah, and I'm with the text line here. I think Asante Samuel Jr. had 3 picks in that game, not 2. I think he had 3 of Trevor's.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He asked me
multiple.
He asked me, did he pick them off?
Yeah, I got you. I think we said 2, or maybe even I did.
Yeah.
I think
okay. I don't know. There was a pick fest, so.
First half was crazy.
Oh, my God. I'll never forget that. Should they bench him? I mean, that was being tossed around a little bit.
Man.
I mean, maybe
that last touchdown in the first half saved my dog.
Saved him.
Oh, it was Evan Ingram. He's off to Denver. This is the drill. ET, tell me I can get some of that swag, man.
I got Haymaker Coffee gift pack, including Haymaker Coffee and Haymaker swag. You can pick up Haymaker Coffee at Hagen Ace Hardware stores, at the Riverside Arts Market, or online at haymakercoffee.com but one lucky winner can hit me up right now, 904-641-1010.
All right. It is a Catlin Truck Accessories Tuesday. We're going to have Fred Taylor coming up for you just a little past 8 o'clock. Brunch with the Tour is coming up today as well. It's got some golf talk. All totaled, we're settled in here on a Catlin Truck Accessories Tuesday.
The Drill at the DivorceMenOnly.com studios. Put some paint on your quarter panel.
All the way up against the wall, there's still 3 feet.
This Sunday at Martinsville.
They both spin out.
NASCAR is tuned up by Maxie's Mechanics on 1010XL.
Mia here. Getting more is great, and that's what makes this sale so great. It's a sale on top of a sale, and it's going on now at Arlington Toyota Pre-Owned. Get $0 down and just $288 per month for a pre-owned 2022 Toyota Corolla. Or you choose a pre-owned 2021 Camry, RAV4, Tacoma for $0 down and $388 per month. You can even choose no payments till July 2025. Shop in person on Atlantic Boulevard, just a quarter mile east of 295, or online anytime at arlingtontoyota.com.
Hey, imagine having a doctor available to you any day, any time. That's my doctor, Rick Townsend. Doc T said, Hick, I'm going into concierge minutes. And I said, what's that? He said, you're not feeling well, you come see me right away. I said, okay, I like that. Sometimes, with doctors, they can't get you in until the following week. Here, medical emergency, here's Doc T's personal phone number. He'll get right back to you 24/7. It's like kind of being a member of an exclusive golf club, but cost will surprise you. As far as doctors, Townsend's the best. Navy trained, graduated from Wake Forest. So whether it's yearly physicals, office or virtual visits, cancer screenings, referrals and specials, he can do it all. Hospital follow-ups. Doc T's got you covered. So now you're intrigued. And you got to hurry because Doc T's going to only have a limited amount of patients. That's the beauty of concierge medicine. Well, get all your answers at mypvconcierge.com. That's mypvconcierge.com.
With 50 years of fabrication expertise and towing products, the family at Cannons of Jacksonville can repair or install precisely what you need to tow with confidence. Visit cannonsofjacks.com, where quality and customer satisfaction collide.
There's a lot on the line in a divorce. Your home, savings, maybe even your kids. So when you find yourself facing divorce and the unexpected directions it can take, you need a partner you can count on. I'm Rick Julius, a partner at Cordell & Cordell. Don't let divorce take more than it has to.
Offices in Jacksonville. Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's attorneys. Lisa Cargis, Florida resident partner. Rick Julius, licensed in Pennsylvania only. Online at cordellcordell.com.
Join UF Health Jacksonville for their inaugural golf classic on Friday, April 25th at Amelia River Club. Sponsorships and foursomes are available. Visit ufhealthjacks.org/golf for details. See you on the course.
Hi, this is Dave Barker. Multi-unit hair grafting is now available at IHRS and can give you 3 times more hair in one procedure over a traditional hair transplant.
Multi-unit hair grafting gave me more hair in one procedure and within my budget.
You can grow your hair back with this exclusive new procedure. Call for a free evaluation. Call IHRS 904-777-IHRS 777-IHRS 777-4477.
Fish know where to hide. Captain Kevin knows how to find them.
That's a big one.
Listen for the Wing Power Fishing Forecast Show, brought to you by Awaken 180 Weight Loss and Royal Pest Services.
Thursday nights at 6
on 1010XL AM.
Hey everybody, it's Mike Dempsey, and I only like to recommend the best, which is why I'm proud to say that I chose Pella Windows and Doors for my own home. And now's a great time to upgrade your home with 0% financing for 60 months. That's 5 years of interest-free payments on the best windows and doors in the business. Don't wait. Schedule a free consultation at PellaJacks.com or visit their showroom on Phillips Highway just north of Bay Meadows. For quality you can trust and savings you can't miss, that's Pella Windows and Doors.
Ladies and gentlemen, boaters and landlubbers, friends, four-legged and two, this is Lisa the Botanista with a huge announcement. Freedom Boat Club is opening a brand new 4th location. That's right, Freedom Boat Club St. Augustine Shipyard is now open. Now members can enjoy unlimited access at Julington Creek, Jacksonville Beach, St. Augustine Comanche Cove, and St. Augustine Shipyard. Freedom Boat Club members also enjoy reciprocal access to over 400 locations across the world. There's never been a better time to join. We are offering our biggest discount ever to celebrate our brand new location. We own and maintain an entire fleet of boats. Join the club, and as often as you like, you can do water sports, inshore fishing, offshore fishing, sandbar hopping, dining on the water, or just cruising around town. Visit us at the St. Augustine Shipyard or stop by any of our locations to see what the Boat Cierge experience is all about. Visit us at freedomboatclub.com.
Frank Frangie here for Stanley Pools. If you're dreaming of putting in a pool this year, choosing the right company is the most important decision you'll make. I've trusted Stanley Pools to build my pool, renovate my pool, and maintain my pool. Stanley Pools has been the best in the business since 1988, and they're still family-owned. Call them today at 904-269-7277 or find them online at stanleypoolsfl.com. That's Stanley Pools, a family tradition of fine swimming pools.
Tired of weekend projects turning into weekend disasters? You're not alone. Building a fence isn't as easy as it looks. Let's face it, your neighbor Steve still hasn't fixed his lopsided masterpiece. But Superior Fence and Rail makes it easy. Highly trained professionals, top quality materials, and a fence you'll love for years to come. Skip the stress and call the pros today.
SuperiorFenceandRail.com.
I'm with Greg from Cycles of Jacksonville, and there's so many cool products that are on the line at Cycles of Jacksonville. Showroom is Atlantic and Regency, and we're talking, Greg, you've got from any level of price point, the experienced rider to the inexperienced on-road, off-road.
We've got it. We've got ATVs. We've got motorcycles. We've got scooters. We even have the new Honda boats. We've got something for everyone.
Don't forget about the boat line from Honda. It's all right there, waiting for you. Atlantic and Regency or Cycles of Jacksonville's Facebook page.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Could have scored a lot of points with your GF, too. Taking certain people down there.
Dang, bruh.
I'm just saying. Thinking out loud here. I'm an idea man.
Dang, bruh.
Hey. You know?
See how he did
you won't wear a Bronny jersey? Now you go see LeBron down the road. We were talking to E in the break, and the Lakers lost to the Magic last night, which I enjoyed.
3 in a row for the Lake.
They're falling apart. They got everybody back, by the way.
Do they? No excuses, kind of what you're saying.
Bronny scored like 36 last night in the G League.
Did he?
Yeah, it went crazy.
I mean, dust off the shelf.
Get ready.
Get ready for the MVP of the G League award. Quite confident he's going to be a star.
You know, I don't know. Is this a good thing or a bad thing? And I do like this. The new wave of coaches aren't afraid to tell the truth as much, it feels like. Like the old school guard never wanted to let you into whatever psychological headspace they were. And Todd Golden basically said, yeah, and we were tight, man. There's pressure that comes with the number 1 seed. You know, I think I felt like, I'm sure the guys felt like if we lose this UConn game, the season's a failure. You know, but I also feel like the bubble kind of pops now, and then hopefully the guys loosen up and go play. And that leads to this point. After a fabulous 15 minutes to start, Florida's not played their best basketball these last couple of games. And I think that, you know, there's a strength of positive in that you can play not your best basketball and beat the 2-time defending champ. And I think it also sets you up that, man, if they can kind of hit their groove here in one of these next 2 games, they could have a very impressive evening for the country to see. I mean, if Florida plays Florida basketball at their top, they'll beat Maryland by 25 points. It'll be one of those games. Just like they did Tennessee, like they did, you know, other good teams. I guess point being, it'd be nice on Thursday night at 7:40 to see Florida play its best basketball, and they have not played that at all here and to start the tournament.
Well, they did when they had to. The last 5 minutes of the UConn game, they were very good, so that was a positive. And, I mean, their season was on the line, and they stepped up. So I guess but I agree. I thought the Norfolk game was not impressive at all. They had a great start, and then they basically played even Steven with them the rest
they lost.
of the way.
No, they at the first 15 minutes, they took a 32-point lead. They won by 20. They were outscored by 6 for the last 35 minutes or 25 minutes of the game. Now, look, they didn't matter, right? So, and that's what he said. I mean, that's what Golden said. We got up, we had a great 15 minutes, and we coasted.
Okay.
You know, a lot of guys, I guess that was my only point. The way these coaches sometimes will just flat out verbalize what they're, sharing with their team and sharing with you where like an honest opinion on where they think their team is and whether it's good or bad. And I don't think this is new. Hasn't it felt to you like that Golden has embraced this team's swag, this team's ceiling, this team's expectations? I mean, he's said it. We're one of the best teams in the country. Yeah, we're going to go to the Final Four. This goal of this team is to win it all. I mean,
saw a video yesterday of Elijah Martin from North Pike High School playing football.
Okay.
He was good. I mean, he can run
is that?
and throw.
What state is he from? Florida, Mississippi.
And
wasn't Clayton also a quarterback?
I don't know. He was a football player.
Yeah.
He had football offers. I don't know if he was.
I think he had one at Florida, didn't he? Maybe not. I saw that now. In fairness, they bring a recruit in. They let him do the whole thing in uniform, even if they're not offered. Right?
Yeah.
Because I saw him. You know how those?
Oh yeah.
On campus profile visits, and they've got all the swag on. I saw him in there.
But he Elijah Martin looked good, and he's 6'2", so
he's a big, thick kid.
Does he play? He's not NBA though.
No,
Yeah.
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
No, Clayton's an NBA player. Again, I still get big Jamal Murray vibes from Clayton. Real similar player to me. Similar build, similar athleticism, similar game. Now, Murray's a superstar, so I'm not saying that's what it'll be.
Yeah.
But I do think Clayton has done a heck of a job here in these last 6 weeks of platforming himself as an NBA player. If you don't look now, but he might get all the way up into the first round. That's a place, if you look at mock drafts a month and a half ago, Clayton's not even in the first 2 rounds.
I would have said, here's what changed my mind about NBA and Walter Clayton Jr. I would have said, to me, just watching him play, that he's not athletic enough, but that was Andrew Nembhard too, and he's doing just fine in the NBA.
Yeah, I think he's pretty athletic.
Yeah,
that play that he kind of faked, it was late in the game, he faked from the wing and he drove inside and he went up to hang, knowing that I'm just going to go up here and hang. Someone's going to foul me.
He surprised
I don't have to have a plan here. If I just jump up in the air here, somebody's going to have to bang me.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, that's athleticism in and of itself too, huh?
Yeah. So anyway, I think I think he'll be a pleasant surprise for somebody in the NBA. He's been mostly down in the second round though.
Yeah, he has been rising a little bit. Condon is another one that's been rising. I wonder how the temperature is taken on that after that disappearing act on more than anything, Hick, if you talk about Florida not playing their best basketball, Condon is probably their second most important player.
Yes.
It's Clayton and him. Now, Richard and Martin can be the most important player in certain games, but just game in, game out, it's Condon and Clayton, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Condon went, I said I made the joke yesterday. I saw Liam McNeely's mom on TV more than I saw Condon on Sunday. I mean, it made a couple of plays at the very stretch, but that is the strength of this basketball team is Condon, Howe, Chinyelu, those guys battling inside, keeping balls alive, just annoying the stew out of the opponent. And I got to think they get the biggest thing for the Maryland game for me, and I would lay the 6.5 and feel really good about it. And every column that I've seen is taking Maryland plus the 6.5. I get that too. But I just got to think that this depth is really going to play out more in this game than any other game they have left in the tournament. And Maryland's a good team. They play 7, and they won't play more than 7. And that works against a lot of teams, man, where the other teams, 6th, 7th, and 8th guys are, just much less than what the starters were. But Florida's going to run 10 at you. You ain't going to notice the difference.
I think Walter Clayton Jr. played a little defensive back, and I think he was at 2 different high schools. I think he was at Lake Wales and Bartow. He finished at Bartow. But he was they say he was a heck of a football player. So it's interesting how, and that attitude that Elijah brings helps those guys, that football side of things, I think help them a little bit. Yeah,
I think so. For both those guys. I like having that on both of their resumes because they're both hard-nosed guys, tough guys. As a lip reader, I enjoyed Will Richard telling Walter Clayton just what he is after he made that big shot.
His high school coach,
something to the effect of "You're bleeping him."
That's
what he told him.
I saw it.
His high school coach was asked where Clayton would have potentially played at the next level. The Lake Wales football coach said, "Where would he have played?" would be the question. You have to answer a question with a question. The skill set he had definitely showed that he would be able to compete at the top of FBS football. He played safety, slot receiver, punt return, and backup quarterback at Lake Wales his first 2 years. And,
I thought that he was a D1.
Yeah.
Like I said, I think Florida would maybe.
He received offers from Florida, Florida State, Georgia, and Notre Dame
there you
after
go.
his
That's
sophomore
big time
year.
then.
Yeah. He was a high school teammate of Gervon Dexter.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good Gator.
Yeah.
Then
he transferred to rival Bartow to focus on basketball. He could have gone to IMG Academy, but his mom wanted him to stay home.
He's a really good player. I'll go so far as to say this. If Walter Clayton had gone with Pitino, St. John's would still be alive today.
He won 2 state championships at Bartow. He promised the coach he'd win 2 state championships. He went after his sophomore year at Lake Wales.
Wow.
And they beat Dillard 66-61 in the 6A. So, yeah, he was a player, man.
Yeah, and now, by the way,
and they beat Mater Academy 72-45.
It's now an experienced team. You've played 2 tournament games. Now everyone has experience. And this group, one of them, they played the one and done last year. It just feels like the run to the 4 is coming, Dan. It's just a feeling, man.
Interesting that he had offers from East Carolina and JU after his...
In basketball?
That's it.
Well,
he had more offers in football.
Did JU win that CBI game?
They lost.
Damn it,
Incarnate Word got him.
I mean, come on, JU. What are we doing?
Mm-hmm.
When was that, Monday?
Yeah, yesterday afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
Monday.
Oh, yeah, today's Tuesday. I was thinking it was Wednesday. Well, that's too bad.
So then he went to Iona, and Pitino obviously helped him. But
it's a shocker that he didn't go with Pitino to St. John. Maybe he said, I could be the player of the year in my conference, and this buffoon will sit me for the last 5 minutes.
No, I think he said,
I do not think Pitino is a buffoon, but I think sitting the player of the year in the conference for the last 7 minutes of a game where you got outscored by 7 is a buffoon move.
I think he 2 things. One, Florida, the state.
Come back home.
And he has a daughter.
Yeah.
And so those were the 2 things that.
Well, man, it is just sure put Todd Golden on the map.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, as good as the other players are, this would be a tournament team without Walter Clayton Jr. It would. It would be a tournament team without him, but it wouldn't be a number 1 seed and on their way perhaps to the Final Four without him.
Mm-hmm.
They'd be done against UConn without him.
All right, we got Freddie T coming up, so we'll catch up with Mr. Gator himself.
Okay.
And Mr. Jaguar that's coming up next here on the drill. We're going to ask him a few questions about, and we'll talk about Mojo, too. We were talking about that yesterday a little bit.
Catlin Truck Accessories Tuesday on the drill.
The Drill.
From the DivorceMenOnly.com studios, join the great adventure.
Come on.
The Drill.
Jaguars Today.
XL Prime Time. The Franchi Show.
Rick Ballou.
Hacker After Dark on 1010 XL.
Hacker here, thinking I did something spectacular, dropping 123 pounds. But then Steve pops in and dropped a whopping 150 pounds with Awaken 180 weight loss.
I got started because I was sick and tired of just being sick and tired all the time. Wanted more from life, and I knew that at my size, I wasn't being who I could be, who I want to be for not only myself, but for my wife. And I was like, something has got to change, and it's got to start soon. I mean, the program is so easy. Everything is really written down for you on your first day. Having someone there to help you and also keep you accountable, just having that someone to talk to, and even the fact that Awaken 180 offers free maintenance for life is amazing because keeping the weight off is a lifetime commitment.
A lifetime commitment is what you'll receive with Awaken 180. 25 pounds like Dempsey, 40 pounds like Matt Hayes, or maybe it's over 100 pounds like Steve and me. Awaken 180 will get you there online at awaken180weightloss.com.
Beards Diamonds is where Jacksonville shops for engagement rings and fine diamond jewelry. Hicken here for Beards Diamonds. It's in the St. John's Town Center, and it stands out in a lot of ways. They're local, number 1. All those other stores, jewelry stores, nah. These guys are local, man. Their money stays here. The owners are part of our community. Lupos have been here for more than 40 years. Money spent at Beards doesn't go to Wall Street. It stays right here, and you don't compromise on anything. Best selection of diamonds in Northeast Florida. Hands down. Don't have to jack up prices to meet a corporate bottom line. All the top names in bridal jewelry like Decoria, Viraggio, and dozens more. And Beards guarantees to give you a better price, a better value, period. Listen, a lot of those chain jewelry stores are all owned by the same mega conglomerate. May have different store names, but they're all the same owner. Beards is locally owned, better alternative. They're beholden to the people of Jacksonville, not Wall Street, all right? Don't buy a diamond ring or any piece of jewelry without Talking to my friends at Beards Diamonds at St. John's Town Center.
Hi, this is Dale Murray with Murray Automotive Group in Stark and Kingsland. Save yourself from those big city dealers and their fast-talking flim-flam tactics. No matter what your automotive need is, we've got you covered. Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and nobody beats our prices, and I mean nobody. Shazam! Plus our exclusive 15-year, 150,000-mile warranty included on every qualified vehicle. And we'll trade anything from AirPods to fishing rods. Compare our prices online at ShazamAuto.com. Then come see me, Dale Murray. I'll be waiting for you. Shazam!
Man, jack of all trades, masters of none? It just feels like at every turn nowadays, every company can do all work. Not us. Hi, Stevie Beatrice here, second generation plumber right here in Jacksonville, Florida. We are your master plumbing company that only focuses on all your plumbing needs. So for your next plumbing job, don't call another Jack. Call Beatrice Plumbing, where plumbing is what we do and plumbing is what we're great at. Beatrice Plumbing, here to help.
Home of the Jacksonville Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
DivorceMenOnly.com. This is Kenny Lay of Kenny Lay and Associates. Our firm specializes in representing men in family law. That's all we do. That's our only focus. We can help with all of your family law needs, such as divorce, custody, alimony, and child support. For over a decade, we have helped thousands of men with these types of issues. We even have an appellate division ready to challenge a judge's ruling. If you need a family law attorney, go to DivorceMenOnly.com. DivorceMenOnly.com. Offices, Jacksonville.
Mia here, and let me tell you about one of our area's best resorts, the Sawgrass Marriott Golf Resort and Spa. The Sawgrass Marriott is not only a great destination for a vacation, but it is also a great destination for dining on the Florida's first coast. 1912 Ocean Bar and Rooftop is now open on Ponte Vedra Boulevard, featuring Ponte Vedra's only oceanfront rooftop bar and lounge. Serving finely crafted cocktails and delectable eats, it's open daily from 4 to 10 with complimentary valet parking.
Hey, when it comes to insurance, I think we all think the same way. We pay a lot of money monthly, so if something happens and we need you, you need to be there. That's what Craig and Chris Kaprosky do for us with Goosehead Insurance. Man, I say take care of, I mean it. Something happens, it's devastating, you call them, they get you all the numbers, they get you in the right direction, they help you get your stuff going, and if they don't call you, they call you right back if they don't answer. It's called customer service, 2 words that sometimes get lost in this day and age, but not with the Kaprosky. So if it's homeowners, auto, flood, boat, small business, Kaproskys will be there for you in your time of need. I speak from experience. They've helped me numerous times. Get an insurance checkup today. Craig.Kaprosky at Goosehead.com or call. That's Craig.Kaprosky, K-O-P-R-O-S-K-I. Or call them at 904-478-8422. That's 478-8422.
St. Johns County parents, does your kid have energy to burn? Want them to play a sport for their middle school? Sign up today for the St. Johns Middle School Athletic Association. Spring pickleball, tackle football, dance, and cheerleading. Who doesn't want their kid to be the next NFL quarterback or dance floor diva? Hurry, time is running out. March is almost over. You know how fast your kid can go from playing Xbox to practicing their touchdown dance or sideline cheer? Sign up at sjmsaa.org. sjmsaa.org.
I'm Tori Edwards with your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update on 1010XL. The number 1 seeded Florida men's basketball team is advancing to the Sweet 16 of the NCAA tournament after its narrow 2-point victory over 2-time defending champion UConn. Florida will next take on 4th seeded Maryland, who defeated 12th seed Colorado State to advance to round 3. Catch live coverage Thursday at 7 on 1010 a.m. The Gators baseball team dropped out of the top 25 poll after getting swept by number 3 Georgia over the weekend. Florida will look to get back on track tonight as they take on number 4 Florida State. When they first met earlier this month, the Gators crushed the Seminoles by 5 runs in Tallahassee. The rivals come to Duval tonight for the TaxSlayer Gator Bowl at Five-Star Ballpark. Listen live at 5:55 on 1010 a.m. I'm Tori Edwards with your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update on 1010XL. It's 61 degrees at 8 o'clock. Time and temperature brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Back here on the drill. It's Catlin Truck Accessories Tuesday. Really curious to see what Ashton Genty's NFL career brings and at what point maybe the scale tips back towards running backs when it comes to draft day, right? Maybe you've heard this one before. Maybe you're in a friend group that will tell you, I wouldn't draft a running back in the first round. You ever heard that before, E.T.?
Heard that one a few times.
You can find a running back in round 3. I wouldn't draft a... Or I take it a step further. I'd never draft a running back in the top 10. I can get one number 20. I'd never draft a running back top 5. I'd never take a running back number 1 overall. That discrimination, even if it's just discrimination of opinion, dogs running backs until they retire. They never get paid like they should, not commiserate to what they do compared to others. And so I'm waiting and wondering if someday it can tip. Janty seems to be, very well likely the only running back that will go in round 1. And I know there are a couple of others that have flared up here of late.
Got to be great, man. We took Leonard Fournette that one year, and he was okay for us for a couple of years, but he wasn't, But
you know what? What if they took McCaffrey?
Yeah.
That was the one to take.
Yeah.
The problem wasn't that they took a running back. Right. They took the wrong running back.
Yeah. That's what I mean, though.
But look at Saquon Barkley.
Yeah.
Good thing they took him number 2 overall, the Giants. They just didn't have the sense to keep him. McCaffrey's a top 10 pick. Saquon Barkley's a top 5 pick. Who are the best running backs in football right now? Obviously, Derrick Henry.
I think the idea was you grab a running back and you use them up.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And maybe that's changed a little bit, which would be good for running backs.
And the best running backs, Christian McCaffrey, Lamar Jackson, Saquon Barkley, Jaden Daniels.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who are the actual running backs, though?
But Saquon, Derrick Henry.
Second rounder.
McCaffrey.
Top 10. Oh, I thought you were looking actually at the list.
No.
Oh.
Kyron Williams, out of
he's late. That's the 4th round. You can find it's like any other position. You find them everywhere. For Pete's sake, the best quarterback to ever play was a 6th rounder. The NFL don't know what they're doing. I mean, think about it.
Oh yeah,
your very best player you all passed on 5 or 6 times, every one of you. So spare me how smart you are.
That's fair. Mike Tannenbaum's done a mock draft. Oh Tannenbaum,
Okay.
How lovely are your branches?
It's Christmas in March. I think it's spring, isn't it? Did spring sprung last week? It did.
He says this isn't a traditional mock draft. Draft analysts project what they believe will happen.
Uh-huh.
I'm approaching this differently. I'm putting myself in the GM chair for each team and making my own pick. So it's not necessarily what I'm expecting to happen, but rather how I would approach each day 1 selection.
How I, a fired general manager who was determined to not be good enough at this sort of thing.
Guy with a big L on my forehead. Yes, correct. Oh, Tannenbaum. He thinks Cam Ward will go to the Titans.
That's
what he would do.
Well, and that's a sure thing.
Sadly, he takes Travis Hunter to the Browns.
Okay.
Cleveland needs a quarterback, but it also needs cornerback and receiver help. The Giants, he would take Shedeur Sanders.
Yeah, Shedeur Sanders is going to go in that top 5.
Well, this is working out perfectly for what we just talked about.
That's what I told you.
His Patriots would take Armand Membo.
See, you get a Membo shoot up the draft, and now you have an option. Abdul Carter's there.
We got the butcher.
Do you take Abdul Carter or Graham?
I take the butcher.
You think they do?
Yes.
Over Graham?
Yes.
There's a Mason Smith factor. We're just have dulled down to expecting anything to actually come to fruition, and that's fair. So I'm not saying at all that we should count on Mason Smith, but if he did play better at the end of the year, and perhaps, you can get a
Jags were 20.
We haven't had any young guys take a jump, Dan. It's one thing that has dogged us forever. We never have a guy look like he's going to be good and then emphasize it the next couple of years.
Jags were 28th in sacks last year.
Yeah, I'm down with Carter.
So,
sign me up. I'm okay.
I just don't think that's happening.
How do you get all those boys on the field at the same time?
I had y'all earlier taking number 1.
I agree with that. But you think that's what they're going to do?
No. You got to understand. Yes, you can have them all 3. Yes, you can. Carter can stand up.
Come
on, man. All 3 of those guys on the field. No problem.
Let me help coach a little bit here. I know I don't know X's and O's, but after watching last year, we can do better.
No, you can put 3 of them on the field.
The decisions that they kept making were head scratchers, one after the other. Why is he playing there? Why is he playing here? Why is this guy that? It was the most ridiculous decision making in Jaguar history. Some of these dumbass decisions that this group made. It was stupid.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. So
rock, paper, scissors. Man,
yeah, so if I got Abdul Carter and Trayvon Walker and Josh Hines, I don't care who my fourth guy
I will
is.
say this, though.
Yeah.
Take out the rock, paper, scissory tomfoolery.
Yeah.
Okay, take that out.
Yeah.
What percentage of snaps do your starting ends play? It's not 100.
No.
So whatever those percentages are, even if he plays 20%, think about this. You could play Allen and Trayvon 70% and give Carter 30% of Allen's and 30% of Trayvon. So you got 3 guys playing 60, 70% of the snaps, 3 impactful guys, you would hope. If he's Micah Parsons and you don't take him, shame on. I give up.
The general consensus, and we said this yesterday, is that the top 2 players are Hunter and Carter.
As far as their grades, and it's just the need changes it.
2 best football players in the draft are going to be those 2 guys.
Yeah, and ironically, and maybe
if
right
you have
on
a chance
brand,
to
they
get
won't
one
go
of them,
there.
you probably should grab them. Anyway, a couple others. He has Genty to the Raiders.
Okay.
He has Campbell to the Jets. He has Jalen Walker to the Panthers. Michael Williams to the Saints. So the 2 Georgia guys. Then Mason Graham down to 10 to the Bears. Will Johnson to the Niners. Tet McMillan to the Cowboys.
I know the Cowboys want Genty, but they could use McMillan too.
Tyler Warren falls to the Colts.
That'd be a good pick for them.
He's got Kenneth Grant all the way up to 15.
Well, the measurables are the same as it's just funny as Graham's. He had better numbers than Graham.
Measurables aren't the same.
They're
he's
bigger.
huge.
I mean, the stats.
Yeah.
He had better stats. That's what I meant.
Let's see who else here.
He had 3 sacks, 5.5 tackles for loss.
A lot of people have linked that Omari and Hampton to the Broncos. So I found the Broncos. I can't go running back at 20. I already did the North Carolina running back at 20. It didn't work for me.
Yeah.
He has Jackson Dart to the Rams.
First round.
Mm-hmm.
But see, that's smart, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Because that's how the smart teams do it. You find your replacement for Matthew Stafford. You keep him for another couple. You get Dart ready, and then boom, you got no. And by the way, of all the teams you want messing with your quarterbacks, the Rams and the Vikings have shown that you can put anybody there and they're going to be all right.
Yeah. It's just interesting. And again, it's just a different man's perspective. And like you said, it's not like he was.
When he's also picking against himself, so you can kind of even if it's subconscious, let a guy slide to somewhere you think fits good.
Yeah. Oh, Tannenbaum.
I like this. This Maxwell Hairston from Kentucky. He's at the bottom of Tannenbaum's here, but that's a guy that is like round 2.
I think makes me think of a song too.
Maxwell, the
bang,
smart.
bang, Maxwell's silver hammer came down upon your head.
Yeah, I don't know that.
Bang, bang, Maxwell's silver hammer made sure that she was dead.
Oh, wow.
You don't know that one? Back in school again. Maxwell plays the fool again.
Woke up and chose violence today, my friend.
No violence here, friend.
Gray Zabel goes to the end of the first round in this. Who do you think Gray Zabel sounds like a wine to me. North Dakota's finest. Go ahead, find Gray Zabel tonight with your bison.
That's a candle scent. Yeah. Gray Zabel.
Yeah. Yeah. That's all they eat up there is bison, I think. Prisco's got a mock. Did you see this one?
No.
You ever heard of him? Pete Prisco?
No.
Just came out this morning. Hot off the presses.
Really? Hot stuff. Give it to me.
PD writes, this is my mock draft, so don't hold me to it. Okay. All right. At the very top, I'm sure he's going to have Cam Ward because everyone knows that's where he's going. Yeah, Cam Ward, number 1.
It's a great pick.
Abdul Carter, number 2. There went that pipe dream. We enjoyed that one for about 8 minutes.
Yeah, that was a pipe dream.
All right, so Abdul Carter
we're like, yeah, you know, it's funny. We're sitting there yelling about it, screaming about it. It ain't happening.
Yeah, I know. Shador Sanders, 3.
Yeah.
This is looking good.
That's good. Why don't somebody take Jackson Dart at 4? Give us a big option.
Yeah, that's what. Who's 4? Come on.
Will Campbell. 4.
Okay.
And if you think Will Campbell could go there, you have to think Bimbo would go there. We've had 2 in a row where they put that tackle there.
Bimbo.
I mean, Mimbo. They put Mimbo there. Bamari Mimbo.
I mean, Travis
and then
Hunter.
the Jaguars take Travis Hunter.
Hey, he just called the guy Bimbo.
He did.
Travis Hunter.
Why do you
Bimbo.
call the guy from Missouri
I
Bimbo?
misspoke. I know he's Bimbo.
So we get Travis Hunter.
But Jeff said
Briscoe.
this earlier in the 6 o'clock hour. Thanks for being here, Dan.
Yes, sir.
The chances is
They seem better than
Yeah.
they did 2 weeks ago.
For sure.
Travis
Yeah,
Hunter.
that's all.
Oh, well,
That it's someone other
this
than
is
Graham.
this
That one of these
this
guys
is good
available.
news in the respect that Hunter and Carter in the last 2 mock drafts we looked at both fell to one of each fell to the Jags.
It's happening
That would
a
be
lot
great.
more. That wasn't happening at all before.
That would be terrific.
Like you click on one of these columns, like Jaguars.com will run it, like the consensus of all the mock drafts are all out there, and at one point it's like 95% are Mason Graham. I think the next update, that percentage will be lower because, as you just mentioned, we're seeing guys fall to them. By the way, in Prisco's mock draft, Mason Graham would go 7th. 7th. And that's another one with Genty to the Raiders. I mean,
that's the most mocked.
Yeah, but here's the thing with the Raiders. You had Genty.
Yeah.
You let him go. I mean, you had Josh Jacobs. He led the league in rushing. So what do you expect to get from Genty that's going to change your fortunes of your franchise when you had the league's leading rusher and you didn't do squat with it?
Well, you got to get who's their running back?
Zamir White.
Yeah, it's nobody. I know, but you gave away the running back.
I
is
know,
my point.
but now you don't have to pay him as much.
I guess.
And they got Geno. And what I like about the Raiders is that Pete Carroll's aiming to win right now. Let's go. I don't have time to wait. I'm 73. I want to win. I want to build a culture, and I want to win. I like that. So, and again, we'll see. I mean, listen. It's hard as a Jag fan because you want to see the names, and you don't trust front offices that have failed you over and over and over again for almost 30 years, right? I mean, as we go into year 31, still our best years in Jags history by far. 96, 97, 98, 99.
Not even close.
Not even close. How do we get back to that where we're knocking on the door of the Super Bowl twice and now we push through? That's what we need. And to do that,
it's literally to the point.
To really do that, you have to draft and build through the draft.
For sure.
And at least we're now admitting it.
Well, look, there's this.
Yes, sir.
I mean, true to their convictions. It's March 15th. The Jags have yet to make a big move this offseason. They made a bunch of little moves that hopefully make them better. They're really, if it plays out, they're going to make one big move all offseason. And it's going to be, who do they take with the number 5 pick?
Yeah, you said that as far as like the roster. Because the big moves is getting rid of Trent and then hire him.
Well, sure.
Yeah.
I'm talking about making the football team better. And granted that does, but I mean more what we watch on Sundays, not the setup of the franchise, the model of the franchise. But I would say that, at some point, bro, it's got to break right. At some point, you got to make the right decisions, building the small stuff here and not making a big splashy signing, not making any huge moves out of the gate. Let's see really what we got. I have an idea what we got, but I need to be in the building with these people. I need to see them, with our own eyes on them to make our decisions. But really, they've just made a bunch of... Now, look, hopefully they're little moves that have made the football team better. And most teams' moves in the offseason are little moves. But most teams also have 3 or 4 big moves every offseason. We've had none. Our biggest moves, you could argue, were releasing Kirk and Ingram.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
We've done nothing that would be considered a big move personnel-wise. We've taken a bunch of, vagabond part-time starters and added them to our team.
Can we go to break with a quick story of how sports sick I am?
Well, okay.
So, yesterday... sort of the wrap-up of spring training. You had mentioned that your Braves...
Yeah, I watched the Braves-Cubs yesterday. We walloped them. We're ready.
The Mets played the Yankees.
I saw your McNeil's home or Nimmo's homer.
Nimmo hit a 9th-inning homer to tie it, end the game at 6-6.
I turned it on to watch my Braves, and I saw that because it was the end of your game. I like the fact that they just called it because I didn't want to bleed into my game.
But...
the worst in sports is when you're ready to watch your game and there's a game on before it, and it bleeds into it. It's the worst.
You know who was doing the game?
Which one? Oh, was it Daniel?
Yeah.
I didn't listen. I wish I had listened. I didn't pay attention.
Yeah, Murph did the game yesterday.
I heard your announcer. I knew it was your guys.
It's Gary and Daniel.
Dang it.
And so Murph did a couple games over the weekend. And so
Is he in tomorrow?
Yeah. I texted him and I said, "Hey Murph, where you at?" He said, heading back. And I said, "You alone?" And he said, "Yeah." Boom, called him immediately. "All right, give me the scoop."
On the team? Yeah.
Because he's been down there
you
for
want
a
to
couple
know
days.
how good they're going to be.
So
We'll get that tomorrow.
What kind of nuggets were you able to procure? So I went right to him. He was like leaving the parking lot of the stadium to get on the road to drive back to Jacksonville.
Okay.
And I caught him right as he was getting out of there. That's how anxious I am to hear about my ball club or what he thought about the Metropolitan. So anyway, we got to take a break. We'll come back. We got Brunch with the Tour coming up. We got Freddie T in a little bit as well. It's all coming up right here on a Super Tuesday edition of The Drill.
The Drill.
From the DivorceMenOnly.com studios.
We got a great show for you today.
Join the 1010XL Podcast Network.
A big show.
Now you can find all your favorite 1010XL podcasts in your platform of choice.
A king-size show.
Do the Garber wiggle, Garber wiggle, 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 Garber wiggle.
Tired of spending all day looking for a new truck? Then stop. At Garber Auto Mall, you can see every new American-made truck side by side. Chevy, GMC, Buick, Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram. Visit us at GarberAutomall.com or in Green Cove Springs. And remember, at Garber Auto Mall, there's always a little room for wiggle.
Garber wiggle, Garber wiggle, 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 Garber wiggle.
We've all been waiting for it, and now March is finally here. Joe C for Hard Rock Bet. The only way to make the most of March is to feed the frenzy. Check out all the lines, the tournament's opening rounds, and don't miss out. Who's getting upset? Who's going all the way? Play right along with them at Hard Rock Bet or download the app. Super easy to play and win on the Hard Rock Bet app. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about gambling? Call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
Hey, beat the spring cleaning rush with big savings and priority booking by calling our heroes at Zero Res. Man, I love Zero Res. Used them countless times. And I'll tell you why. Because they make your home look better, smell better, feel better. And it's a great time. Zero Res removes winter's lingering game, prepares your home for the brighter days ahead. Spring's a time for renewal. Zero Res removes winter's buildup and lingering odors. And right now, get one room Zero Resified from Jacksonville's #1 carpet cleaner, starting at just $53, and take $100 off your air duct cleaning. You owe it to yourself and your family to breathe healthy, happy, and clean. Call Zero Res right now, 904-287-5727, or go online at ZeroResJacksonville.com. Tell me what the station special, the 1010 special, the Dan Hicken special, however you say it loud and say it proud. Zero Res, man. Spell it forwards or backwards. Zero Res. It's the right way to clean.
It's March Madness, and your office needs a champion. Advanced Business Solutions teams up with Xerox to bring you copiers that never miss a shot. Fast, reliable, and ready to handle the pressure. Make the winning play for your business. Hire the champions at Advanced Business Solutions, where your business goes for the win. Locally and veteran-owned.
Print documents and IT management. Advanced Business Solutions.
Plumbing problem? AC acting up? Septic tank trouble? Don't waste time calling 3 different companies. Just call Duck Rooter. We offer plumbing, septic, and air conditioning services. Call 904-862-6769.
ET here, and it's time for the Taste of Golf at TPC Sawgrass, April 23rd. Join me for fine cuisine from chefs from the top golf clubs in our area. Craft cocktails, games, and unique auction items will be present. This is one of the most impactful charitable events in our area. Come network with a sophisticated audience who's passionate about golf and its values, while impacting the youth in our community. All proceeds benefit First Tee, North Florida. For tickets, go to tasteofgolf.com. Come on, somebody.
I'm Max Fink, and I'm your Gator Updater. Listen for the Gator Report several times a week on 1010XL.
Freshened up by San Jose Collision on the home of the Florida Gators, 1010XL.
Hi, I'm Karen, owner of Clay Solar Installation Partners, your local women-owned solar company. At Clay Solar, we're more than just panels, and power. We're about people. We make the switch to clean energy simple, stress-free, and built to last. If you've had a bad experience with solar in the past, we can help. We specialize in dependable solutions and top-notch customer service, so you can finally enjoy the savings and sustainability you deserve. Schedule your free consultation at claysolar.com.
Hey, Hicken here, or just call me Dreamfinders Danny. For a limited time to ring in the new year, Dreamfinders Homes is offering an amazing 4.99% fixed interest rate. Now's your chance to lock down that rate and get in the game. You heard me right. It's 4.99 fixed interest rate on select move-in ready homes. Visit dreamfindershomes.com for sales event information and get in the game. Interest rate available on select move-in ready homes. Restrictions and limitations apply. Go to dreamfindershomes.com for more details.
At Cannons of Jacksonville, they know that when you're towing anything, you gotta have products you can rely on. With over 50 years of fabrication expertise, the family at Cannons can repair or install precisely what you need to tow with confidence. Whether it's a heavy-duty hitch, trailer frame, gooseneck, tow bar, or any other towing accessory, Cannons will provide you with unmatched precision and durability. For all your towing needs, visit cannonsofjacks.com, where quality and customer satisfaction collide.
Frank Frangie here for Stanley Pools. If you're dreaming of putting in a pool this year, choosing the right company is the most important decision you'll make. I've trusted Stanley Pools to build my pool, renovate my pool, and maintain my pool. Stanley Pools has been the best in the business since 1988, and they're still family-owned. Call them today at 904-269-7277 or find them online at stanleypoolsfl.com. That's Stanley Pools, a family tradition of fine swimming pools.
No matter what the reason, sending a floral arrangement from Kuhn Flowers always works. For unique and special gifts, visit their showroom on Beach Boulevard. E.T. here with 1010XL. Kuhn Flowers is my go-to, and it should be yours too. Online at kuhnflowers.com.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
All right, welcome back to the program.
All right, so as you know, I am not afraid to take a little look-see into the YouTube golf space. I saw something interesting, a video that dropped yesterday.
Mm-hmm. Was it Gabby Golf?
I don't.
I was gonna say.
Yeah, I don't watch Gabby Golf.
All right.
No, it was Wesley Bryan playing a match against Jason Day.
Wesley Bryan and Jason
You know
Day.
the Bryan brothers, right? You've heard of them outside of YouTube. They're the ones who used to do the trick shots way back in the day.
Okay.
And Wesley Bryan is one on tour, and he bounces back and forth between.
He was terrible in the Creator Classic.
Terrible, awful. Correct. That one.
Yeah.
And Jason Day, by the way, now is also a YouTube. He's in the YouTube channel. He's got a channel called The Lads. He does with some of his Australian buddies, including, I think, Ryan Ruffles and some others.
Okay.
But no, what jumped out at me, what was hugely surprising, and this has got to be a real feather in the cap for the course. I haven't watched the whole thing. I don't know how it was described by the two guys that were playing it, but what shocked me here is Wesley Bryan and Jason Day played an 18-hole match against each other on YouTube at a local golf course. You want to tell me where it was, where these two go tee it up at?
Wesley Bryan and Jason Day.
Yeah, they did an 18-hole YouTube golf match, right? Right? And so you want to tell me where they want to get? Get one guess where they played the match.
Hidden Hills.
Yeah, you knew already.
No, Brooks just texted.
Oh, okay. So he watched it. I got you. Yeah, they played Hidden Hills.
Word.
I'm like looking down and it says Hidden Hills. I'm like, what is he talking about?
Yeah, cheater. Hey, Brooks, stay in your lane. Huh?
Those can't trust those kids.
Somebody might need to check the security camera when this kid's taking tests over there at FCJ. Yeah.
Boy.
Huh?
Oh, boy.
Something going on there. Yeah.
They played at Hidden Hills?
They played it at Hidden Hills.
When?
Just a couple days ago. Like when they were here. It was right in between TPC. Since TPC. Jason Day pulled out of TPC with an illness. I don't know if you remember, but they were all in town for that. Okay. They must have done it when they were all in town. They usually turn them around in about a week. So
who won?
Probably about a week. I haven't watched the whole. I just started watching it. But I just thought I'd throw it out there. It's interesting from the standpoint of there's a lot of people listening right now. I mean, it's the prestigious home of the Guggen, Guggen Open. So surely that is probably what drew, Bryan and Day there. I know the
the Guggen Open drew him there.
I would think,
All right.
Right? I mean, it's like any big-time event. They name the event, and then it has the course out next to it. But in all seriousness, the PGA Tour has a history at Hidden Hills. The GGO was played there. It was probably in a little different shape back when they played the GJO than when Jason Day and Wesley Bryan had at it. Or is that where we are for the Guggen again this year, E?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So
right now, yes, sir.
So we'll be back out there coming up this summer. So, but if you want to, it's cool when you've played a golf course, you can watch a couple of like real pros, see what they do with some of the same, situations and circumstances and conditions that you've had to deal with.
Mm-hmm.
I'm about as jacked as I was for Game 6 of the World Series.
You are?
Yeah, it's very rare. I'm about as excited as I was heading into the fourth quarter of the fateful Super Bowl. I mean, when you get this close to a title, you can taste it.
Stop.
And so perhaps as inspiration to some of the other stalwart sports franchises in the city of champions, Atlanta, GA, perhaps tonight, hardware will be collected. And teams like the Braves who start their season tomorrow, like the Hawks who will be in the play-in for the 14th straight year, maybe they can take some inspiration from Atlanta TGL, now just one match win away from being the inaugural TGA champion. TGL champion. CATL, man. I mean, if you're going to put ATL on that chest, you better bring it.
Well, this is where the ATL
Billy
does
Horschel,
what the
Justin
ATL
Thomas.
does and chokes like the dogs that they are.
You don't even know
The
who's on the other team. So
city chokes.
I don't even know if you know who they're playing.
Nueva York comes
I
through.
was going to add that next layer. We're taking down New York as in another sign of things to come.
I love my New York
over the
Knights.
baseball season when the Braves finished with a scant 2-game advantage over New York at the end of the year. I've forecasted out. I've gone through each game, won and lost like an NFL season. I got us to 93 and you to 91. So
how dare you?
What do you mean?
Root for Atlanta when your favorite golfer
Cantlay, yeah,
Patty
big
Cantlay
Cantlay guy.
Yeah,
Cantlay is loose, and I've seen and learned another side of Patty watching him in the TGL.
What is the side?
Oh, very open, generous, kind-hearted, funny, witty.
You've seen that?
Personable. Yeah, it's my guy.
Yeah, I haven't seen that.
That's my guy, man.
I haven't seen that one bit.
Yeah, my inspirational leaders, Billy Ho. I mean, that guy got more fired up over
why
that.
can't Lucas Glover get minutes?
Yeah.
Why do you leave him on the bench?
We're having some talks. We've got some sports psychology things going on there, but it's all good. No, Billy Ho's my inspirational leader. I mean, he has. I haven't seen him celebrate like that. I mean, a guy could win the Masters and not celebrate like he celebrated that putt last night. I
hate my New York team.
I got Justin Thomas. Who do you even have? Who's on your squad?
I don't know, like X-Man's on
I didn't
there.
watch.
X-Man's horrible.
I just saw we won, but maybe tonight is if I
raise the trophy.
Yeah, tonight when they raise the trophy, maybe
you'll choke.
We will. You think?
That's what Atlanta does. You got that Atlanta on your shirt. You know what happens.
Shoot, man. I mean,
look up. It's 28-3.
New York. I got as many as you do. Yours is just as bad.
You'll choke.
Huh?
You'll choke.
I think I have more than you. In fact, what do you got?
More than what?
More titles.
What are you talking
about?
about?
Lifetime titles. What I'm talking about.
Like your teams and my teams.
Ooh, was it close? That. No.
I mean,
you got a Nick. I forget about your Knicks. You don't get Rangers. You don't get them.
What do you mean I don't get them?
I don't have hockey. Hockey doesn't matter to me. That's like me. That's like me taking TGL. It's like me taking the MLS.
It's not.
I got an MLS title. Can I count that one?
No.
Why not?
Because you don't care. And
MLS,
you don't watch.
Same with the NHL.
That's your problem.
NHL
is one of the big four.
I've watched TGL this year.
So all this bull bleep about the Calgary Flames and the Atlanta Flames was just that? Just bull?
Who?
Yeah.
Brush for the tour time, ET. Let's get down to some golf talk.
When my wrist pain was acting up and I needed help, I took his advice and
Now, Brunch with the Tour. Brought to you by
Clearwater Irrigation and Drainage too.
On 1010XL.
You know,
hello, Stuart.
Spring break's over. All the cars are back. Guess what, Jacksonville? Unless it says otherwise, you can turn right on red. You can do it.
I mean, we don't need you carpet bagging in here.
You're
late.
Changing the whole
Came in late.
Dynamics of the city. Shut your mouth. Stay in your lane.
Yeah.
And stop trying to domineer over Guggen Nation.
If I get stuck behind one more,
that's
2001 Corolla.
Yeah, I mean, look at it.
Turn right on
Here
red.
comes the blue blood out of him. Here comes the silver spoon pouring out of the veins from up there in Chapel Hill, North Carolina.
Making my way down University with my blue blood.
Oh, boy. Oh,
Turning right on Hogan.
Yeah.
Give me a break.
Get your Highlander and get out of the way.
Good.
Good Lord.
How are you doing?
I'm good.
You seem a little kind of stressed here a little bit.
Just the traffic.
You should be back. You should be back to the grind a little bit. You probably had some time to rest and relax.
I mean, it's just not new. Stop. You sound like a teenager.
Did you go anywhere for spring break?
Spring break for our son was during players, so I went to work.
Yeah,
that's unfortunate.
It's probably a win for him.
Yeah, all his friends, I mean, listen, it's the Bulls.
Are they getting old enough now? They like to go to the golf and hang out.
No, but they go skiing first.
Oh,
he had one friend who went to Dubai. I'm like, bro, I went to Myrtle Beach. Okay? Like, who the hell goes to Dubai?
No, that'll happen.
Break?
There we go, another one.
I know.
Sounds like live golf material to me, buddy.
It's funny though. Yesterday, he's getting into golf, and he was like, "Dad, you know Bryson has a YouTube channel?" I was like, "Shut your mouth! You're talking to me. Don't even bring that."
Yes, he does.
So,
just
how would you phrase JT's tournament at Valspar?
Boy, it felt
because
like
he shot a Sunday 66, yet
bogey 2 of the last 3. Can't do it.
Can't bogey 2 of the last 3.
And listen, that snake
pit. And I thought, did you watch it?
Yeah.
You know more golf than me. On 16, he had been pulling his driver a little bit to the left. Why hit a driver there?
I don't know.
Same question they were asking.
Yeah.
Did they ask?
Yeah, at the time. I mean, they were wondering during the broadcast why he's hitting driver.
Wood on that line, you got a little bit more.
Yeah. I just didn't understand that.
Well, it basically was like hitting it in the water. You hit it over there in those trees. You got to punch out. You're giving up a shot, and then you put pressure on yourself to make a par. Even the birdies they make, very few of the birdies are made. I've got to make a birdie, but so that par you got to now make birdie to make par, and they don't. So
he had a
that's hard.
3-shot lead when he got to 16 tee.
Yeah,
because he was 12 and Hovland was 9, and he went 11-10, and Hovland went 10-11 and beat him by a stroke.
Ultimately went to 12 up 2.
That finish there, 16 is just a brutal tee shot. Now, if you get it in the fairway,
it's a hard golf course.
It's a very hard golf course. 17, 220 uphill.
Yeah,
and I've just always been amazed. 18 is a short par 4 by modern standards, whatever, 440. But it's uphill, it's narrow, it's awkward.
And he blows it, and he blows it left.
It's one of the hardest par 4s out there. So it is a great.
Try dragging your 10 handicap around that golf course.
Does Justin Thomas look up at the leaderboard and realize I'm going to win for the first time in 3 years and go?
Well, I did hear from one Chris Reimer that someone at TGL last night said, "JT, Victor's your daddy."
Oh no, good. Why couldn't we hear that? And he turned around and called him a slur, and they went on with their day.
Yeah, exactly right.
JT's a pretty good dude.
JT's a good dude.
Yeah.
I just, and JT, I think, and we said the same thing about Hovland. He still said he didn't even really have it.
Yeah, he's
got in the rut of playing golf swing and not playing golf. And if you play a lot of golf, you know exactly what that is. You're out there tinkering. You're thinking about, where you are at impact instead of just reacting and hitting a golf shot. And I still feel like JT just gets a little bit loosey-goosey. And we saw those tee shots on 16 and 18. Granted, very difficult tee shots, but
and he did get up and down from the bunker on 16, but he threw it in the bunker.
Right, yeah.
He got out on the fairway. He's 145 yards, and he hits a terrible shot.
So 2 terrible shots on 16, and you just can't do that. But that golf course, listen,
but
guys,
give Hovland credit, too.
Yeah. Hovland played great.
You guys literally laughed at me when I took him a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
That's how bad he had been playing.
Yeah, well, he shot 80 at the players,
I know. Yeah, 80 last Thursday.
I texted, Graham Shirley. I texted Graham. Yeah. I said, is Victor done? He's the one that signed Victor.
Yeah.
Is he done? And he just replied to that text on Sunday night. He's like, I don't know so much. Yep. So there you go.
The text line wants to know, Dan, will you buy me a championship T-shirt if Atlanta wins tonight?
No.
No TGL T-shirt.
No.
He would get one, though.
But I did tell Ox Gator that if the Gators win the Natty and Hoops, we might have to go collared shirt.
Wow.
Oh,
yeah.
wow. Ooh. Stepping it up a little bit.
Yeah, that's because basketball is a hard natty to win, man.
Yeah.
I mean, that might be worth a collared shirt.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's
what
serious
you think?
here.
I love to see it. You're a collared shirt kind of guy.
Yeah. I'm just
wear
saying.
it to your class. Let all the students know what adults wear. You're not wearing a Gators hoops jersey. You're in a nice polo.
Maybe I'll get a national championship hoop jersey. What do you think, E?
Cooper flag.
You know what? Oh,
yeah, I'd take that.
I wouldn't buy him no Duke gear.
No, I ain't buying Duke gear. I was going to buy him a Gator
white
shirt.
boy in the land.
Oh, man.
Whoa!
I thought the other Cooper was the baddest white boy in the land.
Yeah, which one is
His
it?
season's over.
Koopa Loop.
Them Coopers winning right now.
You got a Koopa Loop going on over there.
Man, you want a kid as an athlete and you're a white guy. Name him Cooper.
Hey, Whitman, we're changing your name. Bad news, buddy.
All right,
more.
So this is a good tournament. We got a good feel because as we go to Houston, because it's sort of your Masters tune-up.
It is.
I hate
2 weeks to the Masters, right?
Yeah, but
I think if you know, when
where's the other one? Where's the next week's tournament?
The Valero Texas Open. So
Valero,
you see some guys there in San Antonio. Guys either like to play no one really wants to take 2 weeks off before major,
right?
And I think guys
Man,
like
San Antonio going to be busy, huh? They got the event, and then they got the Final Four.
Yeah, all the same weekend. So, no, this is a great field. Good for them. I mean, you got Rory, you got Scotty, you've got a bunch of top players, and the golf course, Municipal Park in Houston, was renovated 4 or 5 years ago and took a few years to kind of grow in, and now with the spring date, it's just popping. They do a great job of putting on that event. There's a par 3, I want to say like 15 or something, where they kind of have their little mini waste management. Like we talk about the holes that are great for that. You hit a wedge in, you're going to see a hole in one. You're going to see guys stick it, and the crowds go nuts. So should be a good week. Should be a good event. And, I mean, this is a good time of year. We're out of the Florida swing, but you got 2 Texas events leading into the Masters, and then RBC Heritage. And so,
are either of these elevated?
We like to call it signature.
Signature,
yeah. But no, they're not.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good for me to know in positioning because even last week in our Dream Finders picks, even though I had a bad week, I still won.
I mean, you've already won the year, haven't you?
Pretty much.
You got, like, 4 guys, right?
Well, we do have a lot of golf left and a
That's
bunch
fair.
of signature events. I don't know if I would
Okay,
keep quiet.
good,
I mean, as a
good.
and all in good fun, you can say, "Oh, he's won it."
I got 15 million. You guys got like 3.
I got
that's amazing.
4 something, don't I?
No, you got 6.5.
I got 6.5. I'm right there. Don't you count me out? These two,
And I texted you guys over the weekend. Sam Burns. Hey, Sam.
He's dead.
Sam Burns eats worms.
2-time winner. MC Hammer.
He's dead to you.
I'm 0 for 2 with Sam Burns.
He's
this year.
done.
He can't make a cut.
No.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
I don't know. He's killing you.
No one knows really.
Yeah.
People aren't sure what they're doing.
Yeah.
By the way, I've been told they were very complimentary of the golf course. We grew up on courses like this. Got no problem.
Oh, Hidden Hills?
That's good to see. Yeah. You
Good.
can't go to these golf courses and then say anything other than being nice.
Prayers up, Jason Day, recovered from his illness to get
Yeah.
a YouTube video in town.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
I knew that. I knew that was coming.
Fired.
Yeah. Yeah, you better be careful. Yeah, he is a PGA Tour member, and he's
the Lord
allowed,
works in
okay?
mysterious ways, Jason.
Amen.
You're back.
He's back. Playing in Houston, too.
Can't play the players, but I'll see you at Hidden Hills on Monday.
You gotta know where your bread's butter.
Good. Jeez, I should.
Best field in golf, they tell me.
Oof. All right, well, let's give us the numbers.
Pick this rat race.
Last week, our boy took Sam Burns and Sepp Straka, giving him $55,000. He came 4th place that last week. I went with
$55,000.
I went with Tom Kim and Tommy Fleetwood. They got me $168,000.
Okay.
Jeff Prost took Xander and Lucas Glover.
Okay.
They got him $424,000, and Dan Hicken took Shane Lowry and Corey Connors, got him $491,000. Now the totals, I'm in last place at 3.5 million.
3.5.
The tour just ahead of me about he's about $10,000 more than me.
Oh, wonderful.
Then Jeff Prost at 6.5 million.
6.5.
And D. Dan Hicken has $15.6 million.
Damn.
Okay.
Scotty Scheffler, man.
You going Scheffler?
I'm going Scheffler.
Oh, Lord. I mean, has Rory ever even seen this golf course?
This is his first taste of Memorial Park.
Oh, look who's reading Rob Bolton's
I got Rob Bolton right
for
here.
word. I tell you what, PGAtour.com for all your latest insider info.
Yeah.
Give me Rory. Let's do it. Why not?
You got to.
I'm not reading. I'm not reading Rob Bolton, but he would have to have this. I'm guessing. Where are those two on your power rankings?
1 and 2. You're taking 4. He's taking 4.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. We know you're taking 4.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Why?
You're taking Finau.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%. Because he's played well there.
Yeah. You like that.
And he's second, I think, last year.
Yeah.
Or as Rob Bolton would say, he loves himself some Memorial Park.
Yeah, but I didn't read Bolton, so now I'm disappointed though.
Oh, you thought
I thought he'd be third.
Oh no.
I was going to suggest who he would have third.
I don't get why he's got this guy 3.
McNeely?
I don't either.
No. You keep guessing. Who do you think he's got 3rd?
Is it my boy?
Could be Dietrich.
It is your boy.
Yeah.
Who? Who's his boy?
Aaron Rye.
Oh yeah, I was going to say him, but the 2 gloves turned me off.
Why do you think he has Aaron Rye 3rd?
I have no idea.
I mean, he's like, they say he's He's 3 for 3 with cuts, T19 and 2 T7s, I guess.
Don't see it.
I'm not taking him.
Yeah.
And I ain't taking J.J. Spawn either. How about that?
Oh.
Yeah.
What about Jason Day? Back on the mend.
I don't like any of these guys.
Finally healthy again.
I'll take Jaegerbaum.
Oh, defending champ.
Yeah. And I'll take, oh, boy.
Bro, who is Jaegerbaum?
Steven Yeager. I'm sorry, bro. That's me.
Nicknames to everybody.
Yeah, I'm sorry. And I'll take Minwoo.
Oh.
I think
Minwoo in the
Minwoo's
field?
due. I think Minwoo's due.
Yeah, he is due.
Okay, Minwoo's in the field. All right.
This goes back to Jeff Prosser here in our Dreamfinders Homes picks.
I'm trying to get a winner.
Trying to get a winner.
I'm gonna try twinning.
Who?
I'm gonna try twinning. I'll take Sahith Theegala. Good luck. Good luck telling my guys apart when they're walking down the fairway.
Sahith threw a club last week.
Sahith Theegala, Tony Finau. If they're walking away from you, good luck telling me which one's which.
I think that. Did you see the Lucas Glover putter punt?
No, but I saw.
Boys had a rough week last week.
No,
Hadwin attacked the sprinkler system.
Hadwin immediately going Canadian and being like, "Oh, I'm sorry."
Oh,
should have done that. My!
You got to look up Lucas Glover. That's
what'd he
the
do?
One. He looked. Who's got the?
What did he? What
He
just
punted his putter.
Yeah, I did see.
Yeah,
that.
he punted that thing.
Yeah, well, he gets a little stressed when things don't go right, man.
Them boys was crashing out last
Man,
week.
there's a lot of pressure on these guys, man.
I know.
You know,
All right.
lady wants to. I love a good punter. Punt that putter. Punt it.
Incredible.
Get the hell out of here. Get that. It's its fault.
I'm sure.
I don't need that hanging over me.
They probably got some emails this morning.
He did.
I'm sure there was
from punting the putter.
You can't really punt your putter.
You think they email him or they hit him up on social? You think? Is Lucas Glover on social? Probably shouldn't be.
Probably not.
Yeah.
Probably shouldn't be. Okay. Did you find
too much there?
Nah, it wasn't there.
Oh my
That's too bad.
Yeah. Okay.
Not that big a deal.
Lord.
I need a pick, though.
I saw Patton Kazire bury it like the point end into the.
Oh, no, that's right. What did I say, Lucas Glover?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. It was Patton Kazire.
Yeah, Kazire.
That's my fault.
I saw that. Yeah.
I know. Well, you guys have been
Wow,
ragging
you
on
just-
my guy
you
Lucas.
just
so I
said Glover. I mean, why we thought it was someone else.
The guy.
I know.
Yeah, there's no reason for you to gaslight at all. Just right hand up. You screwed that one up
You know
big
what?
time.
When you've picked
that was
about
terrible.
$3 million worth of money in 2.5 months in a sport with billions of dollars for everyone to play for, it goes sideways. I know, Tom, I was wrong. You were right. Give me, you know what? I'm going to go Rob Bolt. Give me Aaron Rye. Yeah, come on. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Not very often in life you say, give me Rory McIlroy and
Is
Aaron
that who
Rye,
he had
but here we
3?
are. Yeah. We're going Bolton.
Love it.
Rye's hot right now, and he's got 2 top 10s in a row at Houston. I wish I'd have taken him, but I'm twinning, baby. I'm twinning this week. I hope those guys get in the same group, too. It'd be beautiful.
Stu, what's your son's
I may
name?
fly out to Houston for the 4th round.
Whitman.
Oh, well, I ain't going Whitman. I'm going Wyndham. Wyndham Clark.
Wyndham Clark, yeah, he's been hot.
Yep.
Made one cut in the last 8 years.
It's a disaster.
We need you guys to just keep tanking, and I need to keep adding. I've got to get away from that wheel, and I got this stupid March Madness staring me in the face.
Yeah, it's not good.
Just, pounding my back into like some sort of traction on this stupid A River run. Ugh.
A lot going on here.
Yeah, we got a lot going on.
Well, those are Dream Fighters picks. E will post them. That's Brunch with the Tour. Appreciate you coming in,
Thanks,
Stuart.
boys.
Thank you. This is The Drill. We got Freddie T up next.
The Drill at the DivorceMenOnly.com studios. Frank Franchi.
Questions? Does Barry Manilow know that you raid his wardrobe?
Frank Franchi.
Don't mess with the bull, young man. You'll get the horns.
Afternoons on 1010XL.
Yeah, but he ought to have a real gig.
92.5 FM.
Next question.
Hi, I'm Janice. I'm a coach at Awaken 180 Weight Loss. When a client reaches the goal that they've set, they are so proud of themselves. They are so thrilled with how they look and how they feel. They are ready to take on the next thing. And that's one thing about weight loss. It's so much more than a number on a scale. It's about self-respect. It's a momentum thing. Now that I've lost 50 pounds, wow, there's no reason why I can't do this next thing that initially seemed so daunting, but now I know I can do it. The celebration is not just how much better you look and feel, but how much more self-respect you have. We get on a track of success at Awaken 180 Weight Loss.
Losing weight with Awaken 180 isn't about the number on the scale. It's about how that number spearheads endless success. Bring your goals to Awaken 180, then celebrate when you check off each and every one of them. Call 844-346-1800 or online at awaken180weightloss.com.
Guys, want a golf course fairway quality lawn? TopDressing.com just landed in Jacksonville with the golf course secret for St. Augustine grass homeowners. A patented process that aerates and turns your turf into a fairway stunner. Serious golf course technology, but in your yard. Less water, tighter cuts, total neighborhood domination. No one else scores a perfect 10 lawn. Hit TopDressing.com now. You will own the block. Top dress your yard like the pros with TopDressing.com.
Hicken here with lots more on George Moore Chevrolet. Hey, Justin Moore, what are you doing in our commercial?
Dan, this Moore just wanted to remind folks of vehicles less than $20,000 on our lot. Or you can always go more with our Silverado EV.
I have my boy Blue, that beautiful Gator Blue Silverado. Love, love, love it. And that service department, second to none. Let's just say it means more to Gabe and the boys who take great care of us.
Not to mention, we do more for the community. We love Jacksonville. Been around these parts since 1986.
George Moore Chevrolet. Need I say more?
Jags fans, here's your chance to score a trip to Green Bay for round one of draft night. Through the Everbank Draft Night Experience Sweepstakes, one lucky winner and a guest will be there live and in person to see the Jaguars make their first pick. To enter, visit everbank.com/draft by April 4th. That's everbank.com/draft. No purchase necessary to enter or win. Open to legal residents of the 50 United States and D.C. 18 and older. Entry period from 3/3/25 to 4/4/25. For official rules, prize description, odds of winning, and other details, visit everbank.com/draft. Sponsored administrator, Everbank N.A.
Greenlaw Group is for the insured. If you think you have roof damage, call 904-302-7055 today, and they will schedule you a free roof inspection. Trust their law firm to help you fight your insurance when you need it. These storms can cause damage you may not even see yet. Call Greenlaw Group, 302-7055. There's no cost to retain their law firm and no cost to have your roof inspected. They only get paid if you win. Greenlaw Group, for the insured.
At Performance Painting, we've spent decades protecting commercial properties with durable, long-lasting coatings. And we can bring the same expertise when painting the exterior of your home. With industry-leading materials and a proven process, we extend the life of your home, reducing maintenance costs and preserving its value. Now, for a limited time, save $500 when you hire us to paint your home's exterior. Just mention 1010XL. Go to performance-painting.com to schedule a friendly estimate. Performance Painting. Repair, protect, preserve.
Performance Painting. It's about the hunt.
Captain Kevin Favor here with Captain Kirk and Jeff Loggeman. We take you from the water to the woods.
On the Nimnit Outdoors Show. Presented by Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic, and Air Conditioning.
Let's go to the woods, y'all.
Saturday mornings from 7 to 10 on 1010XL.
Anytime you've got major plumbing problems, and even the minor ones, there's several potential causes, and they usually can't be easily detected. So don't guess at a solution. Hire Roland Reese Plumbing at plumbingjacksonville.com.
Poker players, the Run Good Poker Series is taking over Best Bet Jacksonville from April 24th to May 4th. Brace yourself for 10 action-packed poker events, including the $1,200 main event with an incredible $300,000 guaranteed prize pool. Event number 1 kicks things off with a $400 no-limit hold'em tournament featuring a $200,000 guarantee. Want your shot? Win your way in through satellites. Your seat is waiting for you in the Run Good Poker Series at Best Bet Jacksonville. Visit bestbetjacks.com for tournament structures and details. That's bestbetjacks.com.
Tax season is here, and your refund can go further at Big Chief Tire. Frank Frangie here. Put the extra cash to work by investing in your vehicle, whether it's overdue maintenance, brake repairs, or new tires. Their skilled technicians will help you get the most out of every dollar. With 5 Jacksonville locations, fair prices, and trusted service, Big Chief Tire has everything you need to hit the road with confidence. Visit WeKeepJacksRollin.com or call 904-932-0950 today. Big Chief Tire keeps Jacks rolling.
A lot of companies will tell you they're the best. At Custom Tree Surgeons, they show you every time. Custom Tree Surgeons has built an all-pro team. Every tree service professional has years of experience, continually trained and certified. They know what, when, and how to handle any job. It gets done efficiently and quickly by a team of experts. So for tree trimming, removal, stump grinding, and emergency services, forget any name other than Custom Tree Surgeons. There is no job they can't do better. Go to website CustomTreeSurgeons.com. That's CustomTreeSurgeons.com, and let them show you how the job is supposed to get done.
Yo, this is Tony from Tony D's. Are you looking for a great slice of pizza? Well, we have about 12 varieties. Most places won't have slices of pizza after lunch. At Tony D's, you can get a slice all day. It's always fresh at Tony D's Pizza. Bay Meadows and 295.
1010XL is presented by Farrah & Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Now, Dan and Jeff hand it off to our halfback.
Fred Taylor, every time he touches it, he's a candidate to go the distance.
Monday morning running back with Fred Taylor is fueled by Epstein & Robbins DUI defense firm and Monahan Jewelers on 1010XL.
All right, so we're talking sports, we're talking ball, we're talking life with our guy Freddie T.
Yeah,
we are to the time of the year where we'll pay a little due recognition to the alma mater.
Okay,
we bring in our guy here on the hotline. Freddie, who you got in the bracket, man? Who'd you pick? You got a bracket?
Now, it's only one.
It's only one way to go. I got you.
Yeah.
Now, do you believe? Did you believe? This was one of those years. You know, in the draft, Fred, we talk about when need meets value. That's what being a Gator fan is this year. Like need meets value. That like the optimism is well earned. Like you want them to win, and you also think they're going to win. That in many cases.
Yeah, of course. I mean, they're in my championship bracket versus Duke.
Okay.
Obviously taking the win there.
Sure.
So yeah, it's only one right answer. They're still alive.
Love it.
Maryland, I think, I had them playing against Memphis, but Memphis took the L. Maryland stepped up, beat up on Colorado as well. They barely survived Colorado.
Yeah.
So now here's the big matchup. So still, I think it's more parity in this tournament than I've seen in years, considering the big names that have fallen already. And I don't know if that's a result of transfer portal, NIL, all that different stuff. So it's been kind of mind-boggling, man. But there's a lot of great games that have taken place.
I saw that Elijah Martin was a quarterback in high school, and I saw some of his highlights. Looked pretty good as a high school quarterback. Walter Clayton had offers to play football at Florida and FSU and Georgia, but he
sounds familiar.
He made the decision to go to Iona and play basketball. I guess he just loved basketball more. And it's obviously paid off for him in a big way.
But that football mentality, I think, helps him.
Yeah, did you play basketball in high school, Fred?
Yeah, I did, but I had the football mentality, but I was more like a Charles Barkley type or Dennis Rodman.
Banging into people.
I was just a rebounder, banging, and I'm gonna play defense.
Okay.
Move out the way, let me go play defense. I'll lock my guy.
Yeah.
But for after that was it. I wasn't going to create many shots.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't going to make a ton of shots, but I was going to hustle. I was going to play defense, and I was certainly going to body people out and rebound. And I didn't care how tall you were. But other than that, no, I stopped. That dream stopped as a sophomore.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then I just was full-time track and football.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, I saw we were kicking this around with E earlier, and I don't know if you saw it, but I'm curious your opinion on Asante Samuel, what kind of football player he was. He puts out a comparison with Deion every year, and obviously statistically they're similar. He had some. He's got some credentials now, and I'm just curious what your opinion was of him as a corner in the NFL.
I don't have a problem with anyone that's confident.
Sure.
And it's not to say that he's overly confident. I mean, he has a valid argument when you throw the numbers side by side. It's the same conversation, when people, well, it's not the exact same conversation, but when people make the Michael Jordan is the GOAT conversation, then they throw LeBron there, then they put the numbers up.
Mm-hmm.
But they never want to put the Michael Jordan numbers up versus, say, Wilt Chamberlain.
Right.
Someone, Bill Russell. You know what I'm saying? These guys played at different eras that have more championships than Mike. They just say, no, Mike's the GOAT. You can crown Prime the GOAT of cornerbacks if you want, but he did so much more, and I think that's all encompassed in what makes him prime time. Look at Muhammad Ali, for example. If he didn't predict a lot of fights, would he be as great as people gave him credit?
Well, his personality certainly lifted his overall image. That's fair, but
so that does help. Prime personality help. You know, when you throw the numbers up there, let's just say you were blind to the fact of names and football. But if someone said, here are the stats side by side in a blind competition, you're going to pick Asante. In terms of statistics, when you look at namesake and, you know, legendary status and all of that, you'll probably go after and say, well, no, Dion is hands down the best, but Dion also returned punts and he did all that stuff. So, again, corner for corner, you have an argument, and based on statistics, let's say that. And the other question is, does Dion have, in some cases, less stats because teams were afraid to throw his way?
We talked about that.
So, I mean, cornerback is one of those mind-boggling positions where you could say, is it technique? Is it stats? Is it not stats because teams didn't throw his way? What are we, like, debating? Like, what's the argument and what's the entirety of the conversation? So that's a tough one. And, again, I'm not mad at I call him Asante for, you know, standing up for his case and his career. You know, I mean, he was a good player. Some people are going to knock him down and say, you didn't play as much man as Dion played. You know, Dion locked down the entire side of the field. He was the one that created that. Let me take away one side of the field. You guys go do whatever else you want. So, and being a pioneer or something, that's also going to earn you points in my book. So it's tough. Asante's a friend. Asante's a friend. Coach Prime is a mentor. You know, I look up to Coach. So I'm kind of trying to be as fair as I can to both guys, but also give you my true assessment and opinion.
I wonder, Miami had its pro day yesterday, and Cam Ward's going to be the first pick, but I want to talk about somebody else. You know, we like this receiver, Xavier Restrepo from Miami, but yesterday he did not run well. And it's your pro day. You got to run well at your pro day, and he ran like a 4.8. He had numbers, though, in college, and he torched the Gators pretty good. How does that's not, you know, I get it.
What's the cutoff, Fred? Like, what is too slow to run?
Like,
what's 240, too slow a 40 for you to say, you know, to take a guy even?
Yeah, like how would you react if you know, somebody runs a receiver runs a 4.8?
That's tough. A 4.8 is I don't know how you come back from a 4.8.
Yeah, that drops you, right? I
know,
mean, you just lost money is what you did. I mean,
yeah, you lost a ton of money right there.
Yeah,
you know, and somebody will go in there and get him late round, and then he'll have to earn his way back.
Yeah.
But yeah, it seems that he missed a shot here. But you know, for true evaluators, they're going to say turn on the tape.
Right.
If he's beating, let's go back and just say, I don't know the top corners in this year's draft or the guys that he's even played against, but let's just throw a name out there and say it was Pat Surtain.
Okay.
On the tape, and he beat him once or twice in a game, just flat out beat him off the line, free release to his route, stemmed up, made a great catch 2 or 3 times in a game, and he's done that in multiple games against the top guys. Then as an evaluator, you say, well, here's the tape. It's proven that the guy can play ball. You know, maybe he's just not a 40 guy. Jimmy Smith wasn't a 40 guy, but if you put that ball in the air, he's going to run 4.2 and go get it and beat everybody.
I don't remember Restrepo getting chased down a bunch either. I mean, he didn't play slow. It never looked that way. It seems I remember him running away from guys. At least our guys he ran away from one Saturday.
Right, correct. So, I mean, so it's a lot you could throw against the wall and see what sticks here. But, again, a guy who's gritty, who goes out there and he plays hard, he's made plays for that team. But the 4.8 isn't pretty. If you had said 4 or 5, then you give him a benefit of the doubt, maybe later round, mid-round. But, 4.8 that's tight end.
Fred, how much have you seen of him? And just give me your thoughts on Ashton Genty. I mean, there are people throwing around proclamations that he's a good prospect to come along in a while. I mean, we just saw the running back resume to a very, spot of glory with Saquon Barkley in his year and helping Philly win it all. What do you see for Genty as a pro? And, is he worth somebody taking him up there between 5 and 10? I keep seeing the Raiders at 6 would be likely.
Oh, man. Well, the Raiders just fixed the biggest hole in going for Geno and getting that quarterback position solidified. At 6, I think he's equally as good as some of the top backs in the game right now based on his film. I think he went 4.44 is his 40 or something like that. I believe so. I mean, I think he could be a generational back. I love his size. I had an opportunity to meet him some months ago, just during the Super Bowl, actually. He has good size, well-mannered, all that different good stuff. He's strong. He has good lateral ability, great hips, good vision, and everything that he did back at Boise, I think he can turn around and do something similar on the next level in the NFL. So I wouldn't be surprised if he goes top 10. I believe he's a top 10 talent. Just that the right, situation has to be there for him. Raiders at 6.
I guess we can remember Pete Carroll, the coach of the Raiders now. We know how he loves to lean on that running game, right? He did it with Marshawn Lynch, and then they immediately transitioned to Kenneth Walker and others. So I think he's probably going to be more run dominant, running back dominant scheme than maybe your average NFL team. So that might have something to do. Let me ask you one last question, Fred. I'm not taking any of the options off the table. And I think quarterbacks will probably, 2 of them will go in the top 5. But with all options on the table, who would you, Fred Taylor, pick at number 5 for the Jags?
Jeez.
It's a hard one, isn't it? And basically now you're talking Travis Hunter, Mason Graham, and Abdul Carter, probably. Those are probably the 3 that you would be deciding between. Are the 3 needs there equal enough that it's just who they have graded the highest? Or what would you do?
I could tell you that if Travis Hunter is there, that's certainly a player that I'm taking.
I'm with you there.
Yeah. If he's there, of course, I don't see any.
I think it's unlikely. But we may have the other 2 there. It may happen. I mean, I'm not saying it will, but it could. Graham and Carter.
Yeah, I think you can go Graham. He's shown some good stuff. The defense can be better, right? We can bring in guys and make them better there. So Graham, I don't think would be a bad option right there. But if you give me an option to say Travis Hunter, then I'm not looking at or thinking about anyone else. But Mason's shown some good stuff. He did well up there in Michigan. We'll see how it turns out, though, man. It's approaching. The excitement is in the air. But all these guys got to go in there despite what they did in college and come on this next level, get ready in these different systems, to understand the pro game, and just come out here and try their best to be a dog, man, and not be a bust.
All right, my man. Well, great stuff as always. Always good to catch up with you. Hope you're doing well, Freddie T.
Thank you, Fred.
Hey, I'm doing good, man. Got my morning routine down.
Nice.
Little cold water splash on the face here.
Oh, yeah.
Good to go.
Did you see that one guy on social media? I think that dude's from Jacksonville. Did you see that guy?
Yeah, he's from Jacksonville. He played high school football at First Coast.
Did he? Yeah, so he's like this really in shape guy, and he basically gets up at 3:30 and does like nothing for like 3 hours, but he he documented it. It was pretty funny.
The nothing that he does for 3 hours sounds like me.
That's a solid routine if that's the case. It's kind of funny, kind of crazy. But my big question is, the tripod, who's taking the time?
I don't
know.
At 3 a.m. He does all the editing, too.
Tripod.
Yeah, good question. Good question. 9:04.
Yeah.
All right, Freddie T. We'll catch up with you next week. Thanks, buddy.
All right, guys.
See you.
There you go.
Yeah, that guy's from Jacksonville, right?
Yeah, he's from Jacksonville, man.
Is it here in Jacksonville? Like he's posted.
He's just from Jacksonville. No, he's from Jacksonville. So he lives in Miami or something.
I think people know this, but I think Ashton Genty was born in Jacksonville.
Yes, sir.
His parents were in the Navy, or his dad was in the Navy. I don't think he played any ball here.
We got to get a break. We got to get nasty. It's 9:04.
Gosh.
All coming up next.
Bringing sports talk to the First Coast. This is 1010XL, Jacksonville Sports Radio.
Hi, this is Dale Murray with Murray Automotive Group in Stark and Kingsland. Save yourself from those big city dealers and their fast-talking flim-flam tactics. No matter what your automotive need is, we've got you covered. Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and nobody beats our prices, and I mean nobody. Shazam! Plus our exclusive 15-year, 150,000-mile warranty included on every qualified vehicle. And we'll trade anything from AirPods to fishing rods. Compare our prices online at ShazamAuto.com. Then come see me, Dale Murray. I'll be waiting for you. Shazam!
The Drill. From the DivorceMenOnly.com studios.
Hey, it's one of life's most important decisions. If you're 18 years or older, you just got married, just got divorced, you have children, you want to take care of your family, of course you do. That's why I'm here to tell you about Matt Hinson and the Hinson Law Firm. Matt's the attorney, I'm not, but we both want to know if you've done your last will. A lot of you say, oh, man, I'll get to it. Listen, you work hard for your money, man. You should make your decisions of where your money's going to go if something, God forbid, should happen to you. Planning also helps minimize income, gift, and estate taxes as well. Matt Hinson's your guy. He'll listen. He'll help you with your decisions. He'll provide you information needed, so make your choices easy. It's the Hinson Law Firm. You got questions, reach out to Matty. He's got the answers. 527-1700, 904-527-1700. Offices, Jacksonville, Florida. Gang! Don't let the state decide your fate.
Golf lovers, listen up. UF Health Jacksonville is bringing you an exciting day on the greens with their inaugural Golf Classic Friday, April 25th at Amelia River Club. It's your chance to tee up for a cause supporting Northeast Florida's premier academic health center while enjoying a top-notch golf experience. Sponsorships are available. Whether you're looking to showcase your brand or just play a great round of golf for a great cause, now's the time to get involved. Visit ufhealthjacks.org/golf to learn more.
One thing that separates Beard's Diamonds from those other jewelry stores at the town center, no one's paid on commission.
Nobody at Beard's is on commission. That's more of your corporate stores that pay commission.
Beard's owner, John Lupo, says that means no pressure, no hidden agenda, no extra markups.
And you're getting a better deal. You're not paying the corporate commission. You're not paying the salesperson's commission. If they're paying your salespeople commission, you're starting off in a hole.
And that's why you feel like a number at most jewelry stores, because it's all about making the sale, but not at Beard's.
Because it's a corporate atmosphere and they want to sell you what they want to sell you. We're here to sell you what you want. Our salespeople can do whatever they want to make sure that the customer is happy.
So relax. At Beard's Diamonds, they have all the things you want, like quality education, selection, warranties, and none of the stuff you don't want, like pressure and tacked on commissions.
Nobody's making an extra 5 or 10% on Beard's customers.
Beard's Diamonds, the town center's only locally owned jeweler.
We sell better merchandise, better product for less money, guaranteed.
The flagship station of the Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
My son had a meniscus surgery a couple of years ago. When smooth as silk, Dr. Kevin Murphy did it. Was playing tennis in 2 weeks. This is Patrick Malarkey, and I highly recommend
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Florida homeowners, storms don't wait, so why should you? Universal Roof and Contractor protects your home and your wallet. Invest in a stronger roof and save big. Spend $6,000 and get up to $600 off. $15,000 up to $2,000 off. $20,000 up to $3,000 off. This deal ends March 31st. Call 855-ROOF-HELP for your free inspection. Universal Roof and Contracting. Protecting your home, building your trust. License number CCC 057165, CBC 1258484.
Take your taste buds to One Night Taco Stand for Taco Tuesday. Get $2.99 tacos and $6.99 specialty drinks. The 1010XL restaurant of the day is One Night Taco Stand, Mandarin, Orange Park, and Southside at Bay Meadows.
Trying to figure pricing at most AC companies is like listening to an auctioneer.
Who wants an AC tune-up? Do I hear $3.99? How about $2.99? No, let's drop it. $79? Do we have a deal? Going once, going twice? Sold!
Not at Duck Duck Air Conditioning. We make it easy. We're offering a free AC inspection. No gimmicks, no fine print, just a completely free checkup from our highly trained techs to make sure your AC is ready for summer. Call 904-862-6769 now to schedule. Duck Duck Air Conditioning, because free is better than bidding. Any required repairs are not included in the inspection.
SportsForecaster.com has all the data you need to project tomorrow's winners. Register for free and track the performance of all your favorite players and teams, including all your fantasy team picks and prospects. Sports Forecaster has the most detailed player profiles on the web. Precise depth charts, every transaction, every injury, every news update. No ranting or raving, no preening or barstool bluster. At sportsforecaster.com, you get the timely info you need for every game. Sportsforecaster.com. Sign up for free today.
Your hole-in-one for men's health is Ackerman Urology. With offices in Mandarin, Middleburg, World Golf Village, and the beaches, Ackerman will get you on par for any prostate conditions and sexual vitality. Visit AckermanUrology.com.
For lost or broken keys or nearly any make and model of vehicle, call 722-1111 for
Instant Keys. Instant Keys. You don't have to go to the dealer. Instant Keys comes to you.
Have you got concrete or asphalt rubble piling up? Arcosa Crushed Concrete will pay you for it and recycle it. They're just minutes from Everbank Stadium on Talleyrand. Call Arcosa Crushed Concrete and get paid for what you don't need. ArcosaCrushedConcrete.com.
I'm Tori Edwards with your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update on 1010XL. The number 1 seeded Florida men's basketball team is still dancing through March Madness. The Gators are advancing to the Sweet 16 after conquering 2-time defending champion UConn by 2 Sunday. Walter Clayton Jr. led the way for the Gators with a game-high 23, scoring 13 of those in the final 8 minutes. Florida will next face 4th-seeded Maryland, who defeated 12-seed Colorado State to advance to round 3. Catch live coverage Thursday at 7 on 1010 a.m. The JU men's basketball team fell short in their college basketball invitational debut, dropping to Incarnate Word by 16. The Dolphins were making their first postseason tournament appearance since 2016 and finished the season with a 19-14 overall record and 12-6 in conference play. I'm Tori Edwards with your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update on 1010XL. It's 63 degrees at 9 o'clock. Time and temperature brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Dan Hicken, I'm going to take Fred Taylor's football thoughts and takes as gospel.
Okay.
But I'm going to disagree big time with one of his basketball takes. It's been far from the opposite of parity this year for me. And in fact, I'm wondering if this doesn't signal the death of the mid-major. Can mid-majors be Cinderellas anymore with the primetime programs ready to pluck their top talent every year? It's going to take special kids to stay at, Richmonds and VCUs.
Rich what?
Richmond? That's I say him because that's where we got.
It's a little early. Before we get into that, though,
Chaz Lanier.
Yeah, before we discuss that.
Okay. Oh, this is players golf music.
Yeah, he has something he wants to.
What
take
happened?
Care of.
Oh, yeah. Well, I got a little something. So, we just picked with Brunch with the Tour. I'm losing badly right now, but that doesn't matter right now because I got a Brunch with the Tour First Tee Tour cards, giving you discounts to several golf courses all around Jacksonville, Florida. All you got to do is hit me up right now, 904-641-1010. Holla at your boy.
If you lose Brush with the Tour, will you be willing to commit to sight unseen and without a wheel spin the having to do the river run? That sucks. I'd say no if I were you, but I'm trying to sucker somebody else into the hell that
I ain't gonna lie. Like, I want to train to do because that's a staple in Jacksonville. I've never done it
too. I didn't work quite for me, but anyway.
But I got a whole year. So yeah, if I lose Brunch with the Tour, I'll run the river run. Bet.
Yeah. So anyway, look, one thing.
I'm not.
It's whatever.
That's not what we're doing.
It's not for you. Not for you.
No, we're not offering that to E. He's going to spin the wheel. I'm not going to put off a spin till next March. And wait.
Either way.
Yeah.
We'll put it on the wheel.
The bet was the wheel spin.
Yeah, I'm trying to punish him. It's no big deal. That's fine.
I'm just saying.
We'll put it on the wheel.
You can or can't. I don't care. I'm not going to argue about it.
We'll find a race in 2 months that we can put
either
on.
way. No,
if you want to do that,
doesn't have to be that. That's
put
fine.
you in a triathlon or something.
Oh man.
Yeah,
send you to Hawaii for the Ironman.
That'll be hard. He can't swim.
He can swim. He's Coast Guard.
Mike
he
Phelps,
faked it,
bro.
He faked through the whole thing for Coast Guard.
You gotta
he left
fake it
not
till you
being able
make
to
it.
swim. That's exactly right. Or you drown. One of the two.
Got him!
That's what I told the Coast Guard.
I'm looking at the Sweet 16, and I'll tell you what I'm not seeing.
Yeah.
I'm not seeing Cinderella anywhere. I'm not seeing anyone even mirror. I'm not seeing Snow White.
But
I'm not seeing anybody of any underdog personality at all. And I just got to know in the last Sweet 16 where I didn't see a Cinderella.
I would say this. I think it could be for sure trending that way, but it's only 1 year, so I'm not ready to say it's never going to happen again.
No, I hear that, but it is. But from this standpoint, can I find? And maybe I can. Can I find a Sweet 16 in the last 50 years that doesn't have a Cinderella in it? That doesn't have a VCU? That doesn't have a Xavier? That doesn't have a Gonzaga at the time? That doesn't have a mid-major, a team that's not in the. I guess we're really left in this particular with all.
Ole Miss is a 6. Arkansas is a 10.
Yeah, those are Power Fives, though. So
Yeah.
it's got to be. Those aren't mid-majors, even if they're not great. They're not mid-majors. So even
BYU's a 6.
And it used to be a mid-major, but now it's a Big 12. Doesn't count. I mean, these are all Power 4, Power 5 league teams. I just, and I don't, and to your point, but here's another thing. They didn't even there weren't many first-round upsets,
No,
really.
there weren't.
A couple 12s, a 13, but I just wonder, the further along we get into this transfer portal in the NIL, if it's going to become more and more unlikely for any kind. I mean, we had a final not long ago, Dan, where it was Wichita State and Xavier or Butler.
We had San Diego State against Florida Atlantic.
Yeah.
For a trip to the national championship game.
Yeah. That not long ago. I wonder, and that FAU team, by the way, went to the Final Four. Where are 3 other players from that team?
In the
old
Sweet 16.
The old college football, the old college basketball. Those guys would have made a run. They'd stayed for another. They would have had an era at FAU.
Oh, don't think Joakim Noah hasn't reminded folks that they actually had to stay and pay to stay around for another year.
That's fair.
That was much more impressive. I mean, than what
I think it's very fair for some sort of
age.
class action to come along, and some of these other college athletes that went to college and played college sports all these years and never got nothing for it. And you got these boys blowing in from high school making $3.1 million. It's absurd. It's just so absurd, and it's so unjustified and unearned. It's annoying.
Yeah.
I'd rather take all the money and give it to the guys that have played the last 10 years. Or here's an idea for the NIL. You want to level the playing field? Yeah, you're going to get paid. It's going to go into a mutual fund. You get it at age 30.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Meantime, I would suggest getting your degree, having something to fall back on, and this, $630,000 we're putting in the mutual fund. When you're 30, it'll be 1.7, and you should be off to a good start.
Yeah.
And then everyone wins. Instead of giving these kids these money, they don't go to school at all. And where are they when they're 30? I want to know. I want to know where this generation of athlete that's signing and getting NIL and not going to school and is where they are. If they're not in the NFL, where are they? Because it's a big advantage to have those college degrees outside of, when you have, obviously it wasn't big enough to pay the freight for, that being your reward for going to said school and making them all those millions of dollars. But there is a lot of value there that too many of them now probably aren't even factoring in to take advantage of.
Yeah. Yeah.
It really is a semi-pro stopover is what college sports is becoming.
Well, I will say this. If that does occur, it's a sad day for the sport.
Yeah. Well, I
Because-
think we've already, I guess maybe I'm saying we've reached the sad day for the sport. Unless listen,
Well, I'm just
if you're an
hoping it's a little
elitist and you got a
fluky.
big part, and again, listen, where would we be without those mid-majors being rated? Walter Clayton Iona,
Oh, yeah.
Will Richard Belmont.
Yeah.
Go down the list, right?
Oh, yeah.
Where would we be without just
Here's a question for y'all.
rating their rosters?
Let's just say Cooper Flagg, obviously he's going to the league next year.
Right.
Let's just say he didn't want to go to the team that was going to pick him.
Right.
How much you think he could make next year?
Why? You know what's amazing is that I don't know how much Duke plays that game, but what would be really interesting would be for one of these top flights, especially in basketball, say, I'm a free agent. Like, how much would Kentucky give Cooper Flagg? That's a better question.
Right.
How many millions would Kansas give Cooper Flagg to come play one year?
Just to come play 1 year.
There's two avenues now you have to remember, because we're going to revenue sharing, so the school will pay you, and then you also have your NIL, which he would dominate. He could get all kinds of things. So I think Cooper Flagg could make $5 million easy to
Way
stay.
more than that. Yeah.
Yeah. So easily. So maybe even more if he wants to dive into, NIL stuff. It's all.
But his dream is to go play in the league, so that's why he's going to leave.
But I also get the idea that, and it's tough in the NBA because you have to, do they do the lottery, then you declare, or do you declare and then they do the lottery?
I'm not sure.
Well, somebody, to really.
He's going to end up on the Wizards, and
Well,
is that where you want to go?
I don't think that matters.
It doesn't matter?
Yeah, no, it's all about the cash. You know that you could potentially go to a bad team. If you're great, by the way, you're going to turn the Wizards around.
It's tough to turn some of these.
They do it.
Zion to the Pelicans was a disaster from day one.
Well, they were good until he got hurt.
Day one.
He had them in the playoffs. Who was paired with AD.
How are they doing?
Well, yeah, they've completely blown it up.
Because they suck as a franchise.
But because he's hurt though, so I don't know if that's the best example.
Well,
if he's there and he's healthy, I think the great players tournament. I mean, LeBron did it in Cleveland. There's a lot of number one picks turn teams around.
LeBron's different.
Okay, Cooper Flagg is a very highly thought of recruit. He's not just an average guy coming along here. I'm not talking about him like he's, Zach Risachet.
Wemby will do it because the San Antonio Spurs is a good organization.
Well, he's good. He's a great player.
Yeah, great player, great organization. Right.
You got to have look. First and foremost, is the talent. A number one player. When I say number one recruit, I'm talking about a guy that's thought to be him, like Cooper Flagg is. I don't mean, just give me some other run-of-the-mill number one overall because it just works out that way. There's been a lot of them, too.
Yeah.
Risachet, my guy.
Let's just look since 2000. Like Kenyon Martin went to the Nets. Kwame Brown went to the Wizards. Yao Ming to Houston was good. LeBron, obviously. Dwight Howard did his thing in Orlando. Andrew Bogut in Milwaukee. Bargnani with Toronto. Oh, boy, some years you just go.
I think what's playing out there though, and I don't want to be too revisionist about it, but the ones who seemed like a lot bigger deals, they were good, and the guys that just fell into the thing weren't.
John Wall went to the Wizards. He was a big deal. He's a great player,
and he turned them around for a spot.
But
they just didn't have the holding power. That's on them as an organization.
Them around? They made the playoffs.
Yeah,
I mean, so what?
Yeah. Well,
everybody makes
as a Jag fan,
playoffs.
I'll take the so what.
Well, listen, in the NBA, everybody makes the playoffs, right? Kyrie went to Cleveland. Obviously, he won because somebody came back. AD to the Hornets. Didn't win until he went to the Lakers. Anthony Bennett to the Cavs. Andrew Wiggins to the Cavs 2 years in a row. Karl Anthony Towns and Anthony Edwards to the T-Wolves. Bang, bang in 15 and 20. Ben Simmons, Markelle Fultz. I mean, it's just...
Well, I mean, the
tough.
other two took them to the Western Conference Finals last year. They did turn them around.
Well, and now where are they?
Edwards and
one's in New York, and
well, again, that's a different.
But that's my point. The franchise sucks, so you don't want to go.
I thought the point was, do you not want to go play?
Turning around is not going to Washington, and guess what? We went to the playoffs 2 years, and then they fell apart again, and then I'm now 8 years in, and I've been to the second round of the playoffs once. That doesn't count as turning around. In my opinion.
Well, no, I don't. I'm not saying it is. I'm not talking about what turn. I'm talking about what the player thinks. I think today's modern player, when he goes number one, it never says, "Oh my God." It's not like the NFL. Well, my God, I don't want to play for.
I think what I've read is there has been some of that from the Cooper Flagg camp.
Okay. Though. Well, good luck with that, Cooper. You don't have any options really.
No. Oh, yeah, you do. Now you do. You can stay in school.
Well, but again, that's not a good one. NBA players don't make. It's different football.
Yeah,
like college football players can stay and make more money than they'll make in the NFL.
Right.
Not NBA. If you're going to be the number one pick, you're stupid if you don't go. I mean, that's just the bottom line. There's nowhere to go but down. Never mind an injury. Yeah. So Cooper Flagg cannot like the Wizards all he wants. And by the way, they have a lottery. The NBA ain't gonna let Cooper Flagg go to Washington. Who are we kidding? The NBA knows what they're doing. Hold on. The number one pick's going to be Risachet or Sarr. Give the Hawks the number one pick. I'm not kidding. Wembanyama's going to be it's time for the Spurs again. Let's give him to the Spurs.
The NBA has a rookie wage scale, though, now.
Yeah. But
you don't.
Yeah, but it's there, dude. You're going to get that. You want to get into the system so you can get that max. It comes quick. 3 years, you're getting that
that's fair.
$200 million deal. So you want to start that clock, I think.
Yeah, that's true. But as far as that money right away for 1 year,
now look,
if it's 1 year and I can go make $10 million playing at Duke,
if you can,
guarantee you can.
I don't know what they're paying them. I don't know.
Again, NIL, bro.
Yeah, I said I don't know what they are paying. I know they can. I don't know.
I'm talking NIL. I'm not talking about what Duke pays them. I'm talking. You can also get NIL. That's your own deal.
But you can
get
your
own agent guy.
But that you're getting. Even more if you're in the NBA. If you're the number one pick, you're making a hell of a lot more as an endorser than you are playing at Duke.
I don't know.
Yes.
I don't know.
Yes.
I don't know. If you're playing for the Washington Wizards, what are you getting versus what you're getting.
Tell me,
NIL
what's the last college player that's been featured on a national campaign?
He's
Caitlin Clark.
Oh, he's Caitlin Clark-esque.
I don't know. He hadn't had a lot of juice until the last week.
Well, that's how they talk about him.
Yeah.
I mean, so it'll be interesting. I don't know. It's a good topic to. I'm not sure what I'm looking at what they like. Zachary, your guy made 12.6 last year.
Yeah.
SAR 11.3. It just Reed Shepherd. How's Reed Shepherd doing?
No, he's not good.
Nothing.
No.
Yeah, but cool. He's going to get all kind of endorsements. He's going to have a shoe deal right out the gate.
I think at the end of the day, there's no. But this is just all a big hypothetical question. Cooper Flagg's going to be the number one pick in the draft, and for his sake, hopefully, it's a team that he would like to go to. If it's not, oh well. That's why the draft's that way. The Wizards matter. And what their fans and their prospects. So, we'll see where he ends up. I think that Cooper Flagg goes to a team and they'll get better.
They get better, but I mean, the Wizards are. Well, they won 10 games this year.
A lot of the teams that pick number one are. That's just how it is. And that's why the league finds a way to push most of the stars to good markets and good teams.
Well, yeah,
they do. They don't. If you're not going to be a star, they'll let you go to Atlanta or Cleveland or wherever.
Yeah.
If you are going to be a star, unless there's a tie-in somewhere, LeBron to Cleveland, they're gonna place you.
We got to take a break, right?
Yes,
way
we do.
over. All right,
Yeah.
This is the drill on 1010XL.
The Drill.
From the DivorceMenOnly.com studios.
There are moments in every life when we're faced with a choice that could change everything.
He's going for it. Great, glorious day.
Choose 1010XL.
Hey everybody, Jennifer Marion with Randy Marion Cadillac in Jacksonville here to say hello, and we'd sure like to have your business.
You know what? They're going to love the king of price.
My dad believes in making great deals and having a great selection in stock.
Cadillac XT4s, XT5s, and XT6s, and Escalades.
The all-electric Cadillac Lyriq.
CT4s and CT5s.
Cadillac luxury and selection is just waiting for you.
At Randy Marion Cadillac, Southside Boulevard, Jacksonville.
And don't forget, tell them Jennifer sent ya.
It's the Gator Podcast Channel with Frank Frangie and me, Dan Hicken, on all things Gators. Hacker and Denny Thompson have Gator Bites, and you can find them wherever you find podcasts or at 1010XL.com. Presented by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
St. Johns County parents, does your kid have energy to burn? Want them to play a sport for their middle school? Sign up today for the St. Johns Middle School Athletic Association. Spring pickleball, tackle football, dance, and cheerleading. Who doesn't want their kid to be the next NFL quarterback or dance floor diva? Hurry, time is running out. March is almost over. You know how fast your kid can go from playing Xbox to practicing their touchdown dance or sideline cheer? Sign up at sjmsaa.org. sjmsaa.org.
Hey gang, Hicken here for my friends at Beaches Dermatology. Beaches Dermatology, you've heard me talk about them for a long time because they're so good and they've been so good for so long. That's Doctors Boudreaux and Doctors Metz. Appreciate them. Dr. Fader will take care of you with the Mohs surgery if you need it. Staff is second to none. In fact, Beaches Dermatology voted one of the top workplaces of 2025 via the Jacksonville Business Journal. Congrats to them. So you don't have to believe me. You can believe what everybody's saying. Terrific ladies over at Solana Road. Shout out to them. That's where I go. There are other locations to serve you. Protect yourself from the sun. They want to remind you that, right? Especially now as we're heading into the springtime. You know, sun pops out, man. Put on that long sleeve dry fit. Wear that floppy hat. Protect those ears. A little sunscreen, man. Be careful out there. And if something does show up, go online. BeachesDermatology.com. Make an appointment. Get it checked out. You'll be glad you did. That's BeachesDermatology.com.
Man, jack of all trades, masters of none? It just feels like at every turn nowadays, every company can do all work. Not us. Hi, Stevie Beatrice here, second generation plumber right here in Jacksonville, Florida. We are your master plumbing company that only focuses on all your plumbing needs. So for your next plumbing job, don't call another Jack. Call Beatrice Plumbing, where plumbing is what we do and plumbing is what we're great at. Beatrice Plumbing, here to help.
Yo, what's happening? It's your main man, E to the T here for Twin Peaks, which happens to be the best in the game, by the way. Here, your favorite drafts are poured at a frosty 29 degrees, and rare barrel-aged whiskeys are served just the way you want them. And it's bigger game days, and it's bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes through in the clutch every time, from lunch to late at night? only at the number one spot, my spot, which is Twin Peaks, the number one sports bar. Hit a home run for happy hour and ask your Twin Peaks girl about local specials on drafts, cocktails, shots, and more. And tell them ET sent you. Come on, somebody.
Attention skilled electricians. Are you undervalued at your current company? Time to step up to the bigger projects and better opportunities. Join the team at Miller Electric Company, a trusted name in the industry for over 96 years. At Miller, we tackle the biggest projects in the city, offering not just the job, but an experienced, top-notch pay, unbeatable benefits, and the best working environments in the business. Please join the team that values your skills and rewards your hard work. Elevate your career to new heights. Apply today at millercareers.com, an equal opportunity employer.
Big shots that change your bracket.
For the win. And he hit it!
Listen all month for top March moments on 1010XL. Driven by Garber Auto Mall. We can wiggle it.
I'm here with Clayton Bromberg of Underwood Jewelers. Clayton, you are a sixth-generation jeweler. What kind of watch do you wear?
Frank, I think I've told this story 1,000 times. The watch I wear is a Rolex, and here's why. When my grandfather gave me a gift for graduating from college, he said, I want you to have something that you'll always remember me for. And he gave me a Rolex watch, and some 35 years later, it still runs and looks as good as it did the day I got it, a day I'll always remember. This might be the right time for you to create the same kind of memory, and nothing does it better than a Rolex from Underwood's. Whether it's a lady or a man's, the Rolex Oyster has the classic good looks and incredible durability and accuracy that make it the watch people want to own. And at Underwood's, all of our Rolexes come with a 5-year guarantee.
Underwood Jewelers in San Marco, in Avondale, and at the shops of Ponte Vedra. Underwood's, serving excellence since 1928. Underwood Jewelers.
Hey folks, Hicken here for Zero Res. You're going to want to beat the spring cleaning rush and call our cleaning heroes at Zero Res. This month, get one room Zero Resified starting at $53. Hey, and take $100 off your air duct cleaning. Don't forget about your air ducts. Your air ducts sort of like the lungs of your home. If they're dirty, your indoor air quality suffers. Visit ZeroResJacksonville.com. Tell them Dan or 1010XL sent you. Spell it forwards or backwards. Zero Res. It's the right way to clean.
Zero Res.
Youth sports at the YMCA's focus on teamwork, discipline, and building confidence. Our experienced coaches can create a positive and supportive environment where your kids can grow, stay active, and develop a love for sports. Sports like basketball, volleyball, swimming, gymnastics, and even elite skills training. Join the fun and register. Give your kids a chance to be a part of something special. Visit fcymca.org to learn all about youth sports at the Y.
Homeowners, listen up. It's time to start fresh in 2025. Prosser here, and Loan Pronto is here to help take control of your finances in 2025 by lowering your house payments and consolidating that nagging debt. Did you know that 9 out of 10 borrowers get a better deal by calling Loan Pronto? Right now, Loan Pronto has some of the most competitive offers for refis, debt consolidation, and purchase loans, starting in the low 5s APR. If your current rate is over 6%, don't settle for paying too much. Even if you're in process with another lender, call Loan Pronto now. Lock in at a lower rate today and close in as little as 2 weeks, often with no appraisal. You can even skip your next 2 house payments. It's fast, easy, and hassle-free. Get your personalized Loan Pronto rate quote instantly with no hard credit pull and no upfront fees. Call now, 904-999-1508, or go to loanpronto.com. That's 904-999-1508. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781, subject to lender approval, NMLS consumeraccess.org.
1010XL is presented by Farrah & Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
All right, welcome back. One of the things I wanted to mention that happened over the weekend, and we don't talk much about it, but the NCAA wrestling championships were held. There's a couple cool stories. One, this 5'5" dude, Lucas Bird's his name. Bird is the word.
Bird.
He won a natty. He ran over and hugged his girlfriend, all 6'3". She was a volleyball player. Little 5'5", 133-pound wrestler ran over there and gave that girl that sweet love right there, man.
Dang. Y'all ever see the rituals they have, like the wrestling coaches and the players, like if they win a match, they'll slam them, or they'll try to slam them?
By the way, you look at this guy, and he looks like a little, and this would be one of those guys you don't want to mess with, right?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Don't let him get you on the ground.
But you look at him in clothes, and he's like, and he's got glasses on, looks like a little nerd, and then he's standing next to his girlfriend on. They got like 400,000. I mean, it is.
That's a big height difference.
Big height difference. So anyway, that was cool.
Good for her and good for him.
Yeah, that's fine
to do it.
I thought it was cool.
That would be that. Yeah.
And then the heavyweight guy with the upset.
They say it's the biggest upset in wrestling history. I don't know why, but it was.
Well, the dude had won 70-some matches in a row.
Big Oklahoma State guy. I think he had served in the military in the past.
Military guy, yeah.
Was he even in his late 20s, maybe even?
He might have been.
But anyway, he wins, and he's just full on patriot. He was like something out of some tear-jerking patriotic movie.
Yeah.
He salutes the president, and he gives him a hug. The president gives him a hug, and it meant a lot to the kid, for sure, the young man. So
there's some good, and then there was also one more story. I think it was a Penn State kid. Penn State's a powerhouse in wrestling. I think they had a kid win his 5th straight national championship, which nobody had ever done.
Wow.
5 straight national championships.
Yeah, that's kind of hard when you only get 4 years to do college. But I guess COVID. Are we about done with COVID? We're probably about done with the extra COVID year.
Yeah, hopefully.
I mean, we got people did 6-7 years in some cases.
Yeah. So anyway, I thought that was cool. That was all from the wrestling over the weekend as we wanted to get that in. So, and then the tragic story from over the weekend is Brett Gardner lost his son, 14 years old. And they don't know yet what. They were saying maybe asphyxiation or something. I don't know, but he was on vacation. I guess they were in Costa Rica.
Then they got sick, didn't they, as a family? He said they had an illness or something.
But they've been looking for answers. And
that doesn't sound like maybe, and again, who knows, but maybe you get, maybe you're allergic to something that, you never, have come across until you're in Costa Rica. I mean, I know I had a mango allergy. I would have never known I had if I'd not gone to move to Puerto Rico.
Former Yankee outfielder Brett Gardner's 14-year-old son died of asphyxiation while on vacation with his family at a Costa Rica
Now, that
resort.
doesn't necessarily mean that someone strangled you, but it does mean you've lost the ability to breathe. So
did he get sick and he was passed out, threw up, and choked?
Or you could just constrict your breathing ways could constrict because of a reaction.
NBC News says local investigators say his sudden death may have been the result of possible intoxication after apparently ingesting some food. So you're right, maybe an allergic reaction closed your breathing pipe.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, it's so sad.
That is because by all accounts, just a great kid, and there's no dark side to this story. It's just terrible.
It's horrible story.
Joe Yu is dialed up. We'll allow it.
We'll get him real quick.
Yeah, short leach.
He's
short leash. Yeah.
I saw you removed a tweet that you made, a stupid tweet. That's what I heard about that.
Why do you instigate him? Hello, Joseph.
Top of the morning, boys. I doubt I removed the tweet, but yeah. Sam, man, when you hear stories like that, it just lets you know how fragile life is.
Yeah,
Think about times we all been in college and done stupid stuff. I'm not saying that he did that.
Yeah.
Think about the times it could have gone really, really bad.
100%.
Sure. I think the whole concept of guardian angels are a reality. I mean, it's just too many times something should have gone wrong.
Hey, I wanted to call about. We always talk about when front offices and management and of these big time sporting franchises do something wrong. I think I want to nominate for Executive of the Year. I got a call to re-up my season tickets with the Pelicans.
Mm-hmm.
Swin Cash, man. He said, Mr. I won't say my last name on the air. Yeah, we appreciate you being a ticket holder and your package going down 21% next year.
Yeah, because we stink. Yeah,
we
stink.
Joe, Joe.
Teams stink all the time. Are the Jags going? Not saying the Jags stink, but they never go down, bro.
No, I hear you.
Know what I'm saying?
Can't get them to do that very often.
Joe, is your last name not Miss You?
Mr. U? Did he say Mr. U?
Exactly, man. I played that totally right. I should have played that with the Joe U franchise. Yeah, man. Y'all looking good, bro. Your basketball team is looking good. Y'all got it.
We didn't think you meant personal.
Yeah. That goes without saying. The great thing about your run, you had that test, man. You want to get tested like this.
Right.
I think it's smooth sailing.
Can help you, for sure.
Let's hope so.
Don't know if you'd ever would want to be, but it can definitely have some good positive effects. Thank you, Joe. It's a very rational, sane call. It's really out of character.
We got to take a break. We're stunned. We don't know what to say. I'm speechless. This is the drill.
Steady myself.
The Drill at the DivorceMenOnly.com studios. Get Florida Gators play-by-play on 1010XL.
Gators baseball is back in Jax. It's the Florida Sunshine Showdown. Florida State, live at the baseball grounds tonight at 6 on 1010 AM.
Lauren Brooks here. At Hodges Mazda, they are proud of their solid reputation in the Jacksonville community. As your hometown Mazda dealer, their high customer service standards and their huge inventory of new and used cars provide their customers a consistently first-rate car buying experience. Their professional non-commissioned sales team puts your best interest first without exception. And all new vehicle purchases include the Hodges Mazda Protection Package. Visit them online at HodgesMazda.com or stop in today to learn more and discover the Hodges Mazda difference.
All right, gentlemen, we've trained for this. We've battled the elements. But if there's one thing we can't afford, it's letting the heat take us out before the big game.
But coach, the AC at my house is busted. I barely got any sleep last night.
Well, Johnson, you should have called Cool Cats Heating and Cooling. They're the real MVPs. Now let's cue the cool music.
Cool Cats Heating and Cooling. The coolest cats in town.
DivorceMenOnly.com. This is Kenny Lay of Kenny Lay & Associates. Our firm specializes in representing men in family law. That's all we do. That's our only focus. We can help with all of your family law needs, such as divorce, custody, alimony, and child support. For over a decade, we have helped thousands of men with these types of issues. We even have an appellate division ready to challenge a judge's ruling. If you need a family law attorney, go to DivorceMenOnly.com. DivorceMenOnly.com. Offices, Jacksonville.
Lauren Brooks here for Terminix. When pests invade your home or business, you don't just need them out. You need them out fast. And you need to keep them out. At Terminix, they'll show up for you and eliminate pests quicker, just like they did at my house, because they care about what matters most to you. When pests show up, so does Terminix. Don't live with a pest problem, Terminix it. Visit Terminix.com today to schedule a free inspection online. That's TERMINIX.com. That's right, Terminix it.
Attention men and women. If you would like to get your hair back, then you need to listen to some of our clients. John in Orange Park.
IHRS showed me what was causing my hair loss and helped stop it.
Call IHRS now at 904-777-IHRS. Find out how to grow your hair back with a free hair and scalp examination. Mike from Bay Meadows.
I finally found the most experienced company who could restore my hair. Now I have hair where I had none before.
Results guaranteed. Diane from Ponte Vedra.
Now I have what lotions couldn't give me. Thick, beautiful hair.
Find out why you're losing your hair and how to grow your hair back. Call 904-777-IHRS for a limited time free hair and scalp examination.
Now my hair will grow for the rest of my life. Thanks, IHRS.
Thank you, IHRS.
Thanks, IHRS, for giving me my hair back.
Hurry and receive a free hair and scalp examination and get 2 weeks of laser treatments for free. Call IHRS at 904-777-IHRS. That's 904-777-4477. Hair4me.com.
This State in Sports History is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On March 25th, 1967, at the NCAA Men's Basketball Championship, UCLA beats Dayton. Bruins center and now NBA legend Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is awarded the tournament's most outstanding player.
Everyone seems to be in a time crunch these days. Well, don't forget you can always count on the cold case at Daly's. Always convenient, always cold. Whether it's the king of beers, Natty Light, Stella, or Cigar City, the Goose Island or Bud Light Seltzer. Dash into Daly's and grab one to go.
Blue here for the Blue Crab House, located right off of San Jose. It's on Jewington Creek Road. They've been around since 1996. Indoor-outdoor dining. Also, takeout is available at the Blue Crab House. Open 4:30 to 9, Tuesday through Saturday. Sunday, noon until 9. Remember, Tuesday, $2 margaritas. Wednesday, $1 oyster night. How about the blue crabs? How about my personal favorite, the Canadian snow crabs? Whatever it is that you fancy, you get it right there. The Blue Crab House.
Welcome to AT&T. How can I help?
Hey, I thought I could trust my twins with my phone, but they outnumber me, man.
Whoa, that's a lot of glitter paint.
Let's trade lives. At AT&T, everyone can trade in an old or glittered iPhone any year, any condition, and save on a new iPhone. Ask how to get iPhone 16 Pro on us. New and existing customers. Savings vary by device and trade-in combinations. Restrictions apply. See att.com for details. AT&T. Connecting changes everything.
What does your dream backyard look like? Hey, it's Joe C. and my friends at CSS Fireplaces and Outdoor Living can design an outdoor kitchen layout custom built to your taste and lifestyle. You dream it, they can build it. CSS Fireplaces and Outdoor Living. Visit cssoutdoor.com.
Collisions happen on every play in football. Collisions also happen every day on the road. If you need auto body repair, from a $30 job to a $30,000 job, trust San Jose Collision in Mandarin.
1010XL is presented by Farrah & Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Now, the cool down from the cool guys at Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing. Fast, reliable, and honest service since '87.
I'm cooling down on a terrible injury, man. It's always terrible when a star of a sport or a league gets hurt. It's even worse if that star gets hurt at the most important time. In this case, March Madness on the women's side. But Juju Watkins, who has assumed the role as the best women's basketball player in college hoops, went down with a torn ACL last night, and that kind of kills a little of the momentum that Caitlin Clark in the women's game has built up over the last 10, 12 years probably.
Yeah.
So she goes down last night with an injury. The USC team won, but Juju Watkins, torn ACL.
Paul Feinbaum on Billy Napier, Florida's 4-game stretch versus LSU, Miami, Texas, and Texas A&M. Not even a big statement to say, but he should lose all 4.
Yeah, that's wrong. That's dumb.
None of
They
us
shouldn't
think
lose
that.
all 4.
No.
Why should you lose all 4?
LSU, Miami, Texas, and Texas A&M.
You should at worst go 2-2. If you don't go
Worst.
2-2, fire him. How about that? We're not playing this game anymore, Billy, where we're going to be lucky if we're a 500 football team. Stop it. And Paul Feinbaum, make up your mind, bro. I'd read one column how you think DJ Lagway is the best thing you've seen in the SEC in X amount of time, or this or that or the other. Make up your mind. This guy, every other column is like, it's not column. In fairness, people take 10 seconds off of his radio show and they write big columns around it, and they don't. It's not even completely, I think, on point with what he was trying to say. But there is no stretch of Florida football 4 years in where it's acceptable to go 2-2. I'm sorry, and I would say the same thing for a lot of other programs that are struggling and aren't struggling. That's no.
Pete Prisco has Travis Hunter going to the Jags, and Mike Tannenbaum had Abdul the Butcher Carter going to the Jags. That's great news for Jacksonville if that were to occur.
Well, to have options would be nice.
Interesting, though, Pete says they need receiver help, but they could use an elite corner. Tyson Campbell's a good corner, and Jordan Lewis would be a nice addition, but can you imagine a secondary with Hunter added? I don't know that he would be a primary corner. Would he be a receiver or corner?
Corner, I think.
Okay.
I think he'd be a corner also.
Lockdown corner, and then give him a package at receiver.
Who said that? Because doesn't he keep saying he wants to play receiver?
No, he keeps saying he wants to play corner.
Oh, he does?
Yeah.
I thought he said he just
he
wants
wants to play both,
ways.
actually. He wants to play both. But he was a corner at the combine. I think most people think he's a corner.
Yeah.
I think whoever drafts him will intend on. You can't draft a receiver. He better say he's a corner. You're not drafting a receiver third. Not very often.
Yesterday was transfer portal day in the in college basketball. I think I saw more than 500.
What does that mean? You have to by yesterday put your name in?
It might. I don't know, but I think or it opened up.
Okay.
I think it opened up.
Okay.
And I think there are more than 500.
It's nothing compared to those football numbers.
I saw Florida contacted a 6'7" guard from South Carolina, USC kid. I see NC State has a guard from Orlando.
Florida's had its best luck getting those mid-major, the smaller, right?
Yeah.
The best recruits have been Walter Clayton, Will Richard, Elijah Martin. I mean, the biggest of all those is what? FAU?
Yeah.
Right? And what else have they done through that? And then he's had some international recruits, I guess, and some local. Aberdeen and Houck are high school recruits. Condon's an international recruit, and then you got a bunch of transfers.
Play us out of here,
Now, the 2-minute drill. Service by Cool Cats Heating and Cooling. Locally owned and operated. We're your neighbors. CoolCatsJacks.com.
The coolest cats in town.
Yeah.
Mike Dempsey's here. I'm showing him this picture.
What is that, Legends Field?
Yeah, it must be. 2025 home of the Tampa Bay Rays, it says. And then right above it has a big Yankee logo.
Yeah, I'm sure they're
What a dumb decision that was.
God.
They'd have been better off playing at Disney or somewhere.
I don't know.
It's not like you have a rabid, local, large group of fans that are going to be ticked if you go off to,
That's tough. I mean, that's just a disaster.
No, but that Legends Field will probably fit the Rays' typical attendance quite nicely.
Let me ask you this.
Packed house today.
The ineptitude of some of the commissioners, and of all the commissioners, Rob Manfred right now has got a big lead in ineptitude. I mean, he's just a total dumb A in every single possible way that you can be stupid. He is. But
I'm not going to argue that, but I will say, like, the things, the pitch clock and things like that.
Yeah,
I think have been pretty good moves.
But what I was going to say is, I mean, look, half of the key to being successful is taking a negative and trying to at least present it as a positive. So if you have a team in Florida displaced, why wouldn't you, as form and fashion, schedule 10 games in Jacksonville? Why wouldn't you schedule 20 games in Orlando? Why wouldn't you do that?
Probably because the players don't want to do that.
Is that why?
Bus all over the place.
Yeah, I'm not busing
there. All right.
Yeah, I'm not 4 hours on a bus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if it would have to. I mean,
even if they flew, I don't know.
What if you flew, though?
Well,
like you're on a road trip and you fly into Jacksonville?
Well, you're never home.
Something.
But you're right. Like, they'd be vagabonds at home for the whole season in addition to being on the road for 81.
It's tough. I mean, but I get it. Anyway, what's up?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
What's
How
up?
you doing?
We are. What are we doing today? Tuesday Top 5.
Super Tuesday Top 5.
Yeah, baby. That's what we call it. We're going to go with 5 guys that you like for the Jags after the first round that you expect to be available at pick 36 or later. It could all be like 5 second-round targets, or it could be spread out, or however you like. So we'll talk about that today.
Today, I unearthed a receiver for the Jags.
Which one is that?
A kid from Ole Miss, Trey Harris. I like that kid.
Oh, okay.
What do you know about him? You follow?
I don't know much.
You don't know much?
No.
Okay. Trey
No,
Harris.
I'm not. I mean, look, I enjoy it. I don't consider myself like a film watcher or anything like that, you know, but I will say this. I know more about later round prospects. We've been doing 7-round mock drafts every Wednesday for like 2 months.
So you're starting
you start to learn about guys. Fair. You start to go, wait a minute, I'm not going to get this guy in round 5, and all of a sudden you're an expert about these kind of things. So
that's so true too.
That's what we will be pretending to be tomorrow.
Expert away, and have a great show today.
Appreciate it.
Mike and Tony getting ready for Jaguars today. Jeff, our work has been completed.
It is. It's been a Catlin Truck Accessories Tuesday. Job mediocrely done. We'll do better tomorrow.
Time to swerve.
Swerve on them. Whoa.